Good evening, afternoon, good morning, wherever you are listening to this in the world, y'all. It's kind of cool. We have customers from, of course, pretty much every state in America. We have people using Carrot in South Africa, in England, in Australia. So when I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're listening to this, it's true. There's people all over the place. So y'all, I'm insanely excited. We got Pascal coming in here. We've got Jim coming in here, guys and gals, as a little tech check to get going. Pop in the comments box a quick double yes if you can see me, if you can hear me. Let me know that the tech is working first, because there has been a time or two when we've got going on a training and got 5-10 minutes in and people said I couldn't hear. So let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me know if you guys can see me, and we'll do a screen share here in a bit as well and kick that off. But quick double yes in the comments box, y'all, and let me know if you can see me and hear me. And we're going to dive in today to really walk through an amazing and fun topic that we're going to be teaching today. We're going to be teaching what I call evergreen marketing. And this market right now, y'all, that we're in, the market where there's lower seller inventory, the market where the marketing methods are changing all the time. We're going to be talking about a couple of those marketing methods that are changing big time right now. Evergreen marketing helps you wade through all that stuff and do what we call getting off the hamster wheel. And so awesome. What's up, Jason? Thanks, man. Let me know this, guys and gals. Now that we've got the tech checked, let me know where you guys are calling in from. Let me know where you're calling in from. Then number two, are you an investor or an agent or both? We call both a hybrid here at Carrot. But are you an investor? Are you an agent or both? And let me know where you're calling in from. That's going to help me really tailor today's training for, number one, where people are in the country, because there's different markets and we have data in every single market in the country. And number two, it'll help me tailor it for if there's a lot of investors, we'll do more investor content. If there's a lot of agents, we'll kind of mix it up and do both. But we tend to really show, it doesn't matter how, what your focus is. If you're an investor or an agent, we're going to show you how to get sellers in a big way for both. What's up, Arthur? We've got Arthur from Central Florida. Joseph, broker associate, both. We've got David in Houston, investor. Michigan. What's up, Dwayne? Both. We've got Lisa, Georgetown, Texas, investor. Wife is the agent. Awesome. Jason, Dallas, Fort Worth. We've got wholesalers here from New Jersey, Kentucky investor, Boston investor. What's up, Matt? What's up, Kirk? Clint, what's up, dude? Clint's getting his agent license next month. We've been talking about that for years here at Carrot, is really becoming both to win this next market cycle. From Massachusetts, we've got Dallas, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona. What's up, Phil? Both. Rob, guys, there's a lot of people in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just dive right in because I know your guys' time is insanely valuable. I'm going to share my screen here and bring up the slides. But guys, let me, while I'm pulling up the slides right now, the last thing I'd love to know as well is what are some wins, guys? Here at Carrot, one of the ways we always start our calls internally with our team, you know, we have dozens and dozens of employees. We always start with wins. And so I want to start this call with some wins. So start popping in some wins. Who has closed a deal in the last 30 days? Share that win, especially if it's a deal through Carrot or Evergreen Marketing. Share with me what you've done. Who's gotten their first lead or scaled up their leads this past month? Who has something to celebrate, y'all? Who has something to celebrate that's a win? Let's pop in the wins. Let's make it happen. Francisco, what's up, man, from Portland, Oregon? We got Roseburg here. Jim says no sound, but it looks like others are getting it. Dude, right here, David, got my first contract from Carrot site. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Some other ones here popping through here. Pop in a win, guys. We've got David's right there. Bam. Look at this, Jason. 4 appointments in the last 4 weeks. Keep the wins coming in. We are going to get rolling right now. So today, what we're diving into is a free training, how to attract more of your favorite clients by flipping your marketing to what we call evergreen in 2021, without cold calling, without direct mail, without Zillow, without text message marketing, which is dying right now, without marketing that's going to burn you out. Look at this, guys. Russell, a PPC lead closed, $63,000 profit. I love it right here. Here's another one, Ideal Homes. One cold call lead that verified via Carrot site, filled out the sell house form and closed last week. Guys, this is the stuff I love to see. So keep these puppies coming in here, all right? So this is from actual data where we're going to be diving in today. There's nothing on here that's going to be in theory. Everything we teach is actually from data. And so I want to ask you all this question. There's this little silly hamster wheel right here on the screen with a hamster. And what's happening to this hamster is he's running. Things are working, but he's getting really tired. And he looks down and goes, man, this thing's running. But at the end of the day, he's not going anywhere. And then eventually, because he's running, trips up or slows down a little bit, bam, the hamster wheel throws him off. And that's what I discovered for myself, y'all, about 7 or 8 years ago, right before I started Carrot. And actually, Carrot was the reason I started, or the reason I started Carrot was because of this massive transformation and epiphany that I had in my own businesses. Is I was running my businesses in a way that they brought in leads, they brought in closed transactions, they brought in customers, and it worked. And I got paid well to do it. But the problem was I was getting wore out. I was doing marketing that only worked while I was on the hamster wheel. And you guys can probably relate to this. We're going to talk about some of that marketing here in a bit. We're going to talk about how to, over time, swap out hamster wheel marketing for what we call evergreen marketing. Okay. And so I want you guys to look at your current marketing. Where are you doing marketing that's working? Could be direct mail, cold calling, text message marketing, which, like I said, is going away very shortly as we know it. Door knocking, all those kinds of things work. But can you relate to that you guys are probably getting tossed off the hamster wheel every now and then, and you're getting wore out? And so what we're going to be diving into, and if you know you're at the right place in this call, if you're a real estate agent, real estate investor, if you're an investor, it could be a wholesaler, a flipper, creative finance, or both, what we call a hybrid. If you're doing both, you're going to be able to leverage the techniques on this training better than anyone else. And if you're not doing both, I highly suggest you start to listen to what we teach in this call, because by being a hybrid investor, agent, or agent and investor, it's actually going to help you increase your profit margins. It's going to help you increase your close ratio and compete against all the iBuyers and competition in your market. So number 2, you're at the right place. If you see the impending changes in the market, the industry, and you want to stand out, you want to grow your income while getting more freedom in your business, not less freedom. And I know a lot of investors and agents who they're cranking and they're closing transactions, but their business actually traps them. And what I found years ago is that trap actually comes from your marketing. The way that we market is actually what gives us freedom or traps us. If we do hamster wheel marketing, we're on the hamster wheel in perpetuity, or we have to build a big team to get on the hamster wheel for us. If we build evergreen marketing that's going to be around for a long time, and we'll talk about what that is and give examples and show you how to do it in this call. If you build evergreen, you can start to wade through that and get freedom. Number 3, if you realize the normal ways of marketing, like cold calling and posting on social, are keeping you on that continual hamster wheel, and you want to finally get off of that hamster wheel this year. So my goal on this call, y'all, is to open your eyes to evergreen marketing and why it's a critical shift, and that you completely still have time to do it this next 12 to 18 months. If you're experienced or a pro investor agent, I want to show you how to replace Zillow, replace cold calling if you want to, and grow more momentum with evergreen marketing and finally get off that darn hamster wheel that might be wearing you out. If you're a beginner, I want to show you how to stand out in a sea of competition, get momentum and win more deals. And that's what it's all about. How do we get momentum in our marketing, not just kind of keep above water? And then the last one, if you're an investor and an agent, how to add hybrid to your model and increase your profits by 30 to 50% with no extra leads at all. So we're talking about squeezing more juice out of that lemon with the same leads that are coming in, which is critical right now. So like I said, none of this is based off of theory. It's all based off of data. So we're going to take you behind the scenes of the data. But before I do, I want to kind of start here, because this is probably one of the most important things that we all need to realize as entrepreneurs is we've got this vision for where we want to go. I think for a lot of us, it's very similar, right? We want the freedom. We want more flexibility, to be able to go do the things that we want to do. That's why we got into business in the first place, is we thought that running away from a job that has an income ceiling that makes me clock in 40 hours a week, that makes me work during certain times, running away from that job will actually give me more freedom and flexibility. Okay. You want more impact potentially. Maybe you want to impact your family, your community. Maybe you want to impact a certain type of charity or a cause that you're passionate about, and your business can be the vehicle for that, to give you more joy, to give you more peace and more purpose in your work. You want to you build momentum. Momentum for me equals happiness. When you're in positive momentum, y'all, think about the times when you've been the most happy. It's usually when you're in positive momentum. When we're the least happy, it's when we got stagnant. It's when we stopped growing. And so we have this vision for where we want to go. Then we have this vision for where we are right now. And there's a gap in there. And the key to closing that gap is trying to figure out, how do I get to a business model that's going to give me more freedom, give me more flexibility so I can have more impact? And most of our marketing is stopping us from that. So I've talked about the term evergreen marketing. You guys might have heard me talking about it a lot. We even bought a domain that is on this. We're going to go all in on evergreen marketing over the next several years. We have been for years already. But what's the definition of evergreen marketing? Like, what does it mean? Well, the definition of the word evergreen from just, I think it's Webster Dictionary Online, is retaining freshness or interest. It's perennial, universally and continually relevant, not limited in applicability to a particular event or date. So that means on the marketing side, in marketing terms, marketing that you do one time, it works for years, not hours, not days, not weeks, not months. Okay, it's content that's relevant for a long time. It serves your best prospects. It helps build trust, builds credibility, and it gets in front of them where they are searching online right now. Okay, your results actually grow momentum over the time, and that's where you get your freedom. So we create a piece of marketing one time, and it works for years. And I'll show you guys examples of this versus doing an activity one time and it works for days or weeks. And you have to get back on the hamster wheel, like we'll show you here in a bit. And I kind of look at it like stacking bricks. You know, evergreen marketing takes work, okay? It takes work. Pretend you've got a stack of bricks over there. It's just a stack of bricks. It's not a wall yet. And you've got a nice, pretty hamster wheel next to you. And the hamster wheel is very tempting because you're going to get on that thing and it gives you immediate feedback. Right? If you cold call, it gives you immediate feedback. Immediately you're having people, you're talking to people, you're getting leads, and you could potentially close deals. The same thing with other hamster wheel marketing, direct mail, cold calling, door knocking, driving for dollars. They all work, but they all require you to be on the hamster wheel. Now, instead, look at that stack of bricks and go, you know what? Pretend each one of those bricks is a piece of content that your best prospects are searching online. Pretend each one of those bricks is a piece of marketing that's going to be up online for years, not just for days, weeks, or months. And I stack that brick. I grab it. I put out a piece of content that's going to help build trust and authority in my market. I put it on what we call an authority hub. And we're going to talk about what an authority hub is on this call and how to change your website from a website to an authority hub to give you better performance this year. And I stack some bricks. Then I go get on the hamster wheel, get some leads coming in now. But then I go back over and grab some more bricks. And before you know it, you have a brick wall that's solid, that's doing a lot of the work for you. It's bouncing these leads back for you 1, 2, 3 years from now, not just in a month or 2 or 6 months. This helps you get that freedom, guys. So I want to help you make that shift to evergreen marketing. And if you look at this graphic right here, kind of pretend that this yellow part here where this line is, that's kind of the hamster wheel marketing side of things. And you might relate to this a lot because one thing that causes hamster wheel marketing is marketing types or marketing methods that are actually inconsistent. It's marketing methods that have what we call an ebb and a flow and a life cycle in each market. So right now, we've had real estate investors and agents using text message marketing for the last 2 to 3 years heavily to get leads and close deals, and it works great. But the problem is, if you guys haven't seen it, there's some major regulations coming out, and the text providers are actually clamping down on the practice of using text message marketing. People are successfully winning lawsuits against investors, agents, and people all over in many other industries as well. And when you base your business off of an inconsistent and ebb and flow type of marketing that's based off of how many other people are using this in my market. If direct mail is being used a ton in your market, your response rates go down. So then you go, shoot, my response rates are down because everyone's sending the same mailing piece, mailing the same list. Now I'm going to use a different method, which is text message marketing. Everyone's using text message marketing. Now it's getting clamped down because it was getting abused. And now what's next? Every 12 to 18 months, you're forced to shift and change your marketing method. That's the definition of inconsistency. That's the definition of hamster wheel. It works today, but it's gone tomorrow. And so on the other side of things, we want you to build a slow but momentum building evergreen marketing machine. It's going to start off slow. It's going to start off with a trickle. You're probably not going to get any real leads the first 3, maybe even 6 months doing this. But in month 6 and month 8 and month 12, you start to really build momentum. Right here's where most people give up, is between the month 4 and the month 8 mark. They start to get frustrated. You start to kind of second guess it because it's so easy to get back on that darn hamster wheel, right? And make that call. But you have to ask yourself, do I want to be on the hamster wheel in 2 years? Do I want to be in the hamster wheel in 3 years? Or do I want to just put my head down and build my darn evergreen marketing machine and keep stacking good quality content that's going to build momentum? Around month 12, month 16, you start to get freedom, guys. And we're going to show you guys how to do that. So Francisco right here says, I'm in that S. Right? I'm in the S, guys. That right there is very, very common, okay, to be in that spot. And we want you guys to help lift out of that spot. So let me know, guys, is there anything that you guys relate to in this picture? And there's some good questions in here. We're going to answer these questions here in a bit. So Joseph says, is evergreen marketing available for non-carrot websites? It is. Evergreen marketing is a method. It's a strategy. Here at Carrot, we just make it a lot easier for you. Okay. So here's the different types of marketing, y'all. The different types of marketing. This is what I call the momentum and freedom growth model. And on the left side, you have leverage. We want marketing that gives us high leverage. When we have marketing that gives us low leverage, it makes it really hard. Over here on the other side, we have conversion. So we want to make sure our marketing actually converts really well, right? Because if we're putting out a lot of stuff and it converts low and it also has low leverage, you end up wasting a lot of time and you're just running like, it feels like you're running in mud. But if you have high leverage, high converting marketing, you start to build momentum faster and it actually creates a moat around you so you're protected if the market changes. So over here on this side of things right here, low leverage, high conversion is one-on-one selling, door knocking, open houses, things like that. So if you're going and meeting with people one-on-one in a coffee shop, if you're going and knocking on doors, if you're doing open houses, this could even potentially be cold calling a little bit. You're probably doing low leverage, high conversion marketing. So that's a great way to start your business, especially if you have a low budget. You can go, man, I don't have a big budget and I just want to get out there and make things happen. So I would suggest you go out there and drive for dollars. I would suggest you go out there and knock on doors and hustle your butt off to get your first deal done so you can get profits and now buy back your time and put that into higher leverage marketing. So what is higher leverage marketing? Well, email, where you can send one email to hundreds or thousands of people. Radio or TV, you can buy a radio or TV spot and send it to hundreds or tens of thousands of people. Social media, you're making social media posts, you put them out there and it's getting in front of hundreds or thousands of people. The problem with these methods though, is they're high leverage, but they're really low conversion. Okay. And cold calling, same thing, could possibly even be in that bucket there too. Direct mail is probably in one of those areas too. It's high leverage, but low conversion. You have to get double, triple, maybe even sometimes quadruple the amount of leads in order to close the same deals because it's lower quality prospects. Okay, so now what comes down in this bottom left corner? Well, that's low leverage, low conversion stuff. Cold calling, SMS marketing, things like that. Now, once again, I'm not saying that they don't work. I'm saying that this is the best way to burn yourself out if you want freedom, or you just need to build a team on top of that, which a lot of our clients do that very successfully. Okay, so we don't say to not do any of these methods, y'all. We say social media works, radio and TV works, cold calling works, direct mail works. They all work. What we need to recognize is if we build our businesses off of those things, we're committing to inconsistency in our businesses. Instead, we want to build our businesses off things up in the upper right quadrant, which we have found is online evergreen content. That's content that you put online that attracts your ideal prospects for years, and they're the highest converting, highest leverage types of things you can do in your marketing. Okay, people are searching 24/7 on Google, and they find you from that piece of content you put out 3 years ago. Okay, and they also convert at an insanely high rate because you're putting out content that builds trust, builds authority, builds credibility, rather than just being this blanket mass text message, this blanket mass direct mail piece. You're building credibility and standing out. So we're going to show you guys how to do that. And COVID actually has accelerated that whole process now. So COVID has made this even more accelerated because people are staying on their phones and searching more and more today versus going and meeting with people, even as things start to unlock in the COVID side of things. So hamster wheel marketing, it's any situation that seems to be endlessly without goal or achievement. So in marketing terms, guys, I'm going to break it down here. Any marketing that works for a short amount of time after you do it has a limited lifespan, and then you have to do it all over again to keep results coming in. Okay, so cold calling, direct mail, posting on social open houses, those types of things we talked about in the last slide. Results stop when you stop. Okay, the results stop when you stop. So let me know in the comment box, y'all, if any of you guys are stuck in the hamster wheel marketing. Right here, Ideal Home says, I'm tired of cold calling. Right here, Francisco said, I'm in month 5 or 6 in that moment, but seeing progress on the evergreen side of things. Dude, you're right there in that spot where it's natural for people to second guess it, but momentum picks up big time. So if you're tired of cold calling, if you're tired of doing hamster wheel marketing, you want to start to get off of that, let's lay out the plan. So another couple big reasons why evergreen marketing is superior if you commit to making it happen, because once again, it's not easy. It takes work. I'm not going to lie and say you push a couple buttons and bam, like it all happens. It takes work, but you have to choose your hard work. Either you're going to work hard for the next 2 to 6 months. I'm going to show you something called the 261 formula here in a bit that breaks down how to do evergreen marketing and the timeline for that, the 261 formula. But you have to choose your hard work. Either you work your butt off this for 6 to 12 months and get momentum big time after that, or you work your butt off for the next 10 to 15 years. You just have to choose what your hard work is. Hamster wheel marketing for the next 10, 15, 20 years, or work your butt off in Evergreen for the next 12 months and just make it consistent after that. But the cool thing with Evergreen Marketing is you actually get a 2 to 3 times higher conversion rate. So this is a screenshot from our analytics for our customers' websites in 2020. And this isn't even all of the data. This was taken, I think, around December 15th or so. And that's 459,341 leads. Most of those are motivated seller leads. Okay. And most of those are what we call evergreen leads. There are some that came from Facebook ads. There are a good number that came from Google ads, as you can see. But organic search is the top method right there. You've got some social, you've got some paid, you've got a little bit email down there. But this is what's cool, y'all. Even though the traffic was a little bit lower than some of the other ones, the conversion rate was almost double or sometimes triple some of the other methods, meaning you can actually get fewer people to your website and convert them at a higher rate, which means you sift through fewer low quality leads. You don't have to build a team to sift through crappy leads. You're working with people who are more motivated. Your profit margin tends to be higher. Now, here's another study that was done right here with HubSpot. HubSpot's the top company in the world for inbound marketing. We've really taken a lot of cues from them and we've built them into the real estate industry and really pioneered that side in real estate. The cool thing is this, and a lot of people don't think about this with your lead gen. Most people think about your conversion rate on your website, right? Hey, I got a visitor there. What percentage of them actually filled out the form or called me? That's the conversion rate I just talked about before. That's 2 to 3 times higher with Evergreen Marketing, with putting content on Google on your website. But after the lead comes in, this is where it gets even more important. I'm going to show you a case study here today where one of our clients literally didn't change anything in his marketing, just his website, just shifted from a website to an authority hub. And we'll show you how to do that today. And he actually added $20,000 a month to his bottom line just from leads that he wasn't converting into deals before with small changes he made on his website. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So HubSpot shows here, once a lead comes in to customer close ratio, it's actually the same thing happening here. 100 to 300% higher percentage, higher performance from lead to close ratio versus paid search versus social media versus outbound marketing. It's actually 7 times higher close ratio when someone does a Google search, finds you through content, than when someone picks up the phone and calls you from a direct mail piece. 7 times, guys. That means you're going to have to sift through 7 times more leads to close a deal. What does that do to your time? What does that do to your freedom, guys, if you have to sift through 7 times more leads to get a deal? We want to help you guys not do that. We want to help you guys shift to Evergreen. All right, so let's dive in. Right here, Tyler Ford, we're going to kind of follow part of his case study throughout this call. The reason for that, Tyler is actually a hybrid. He's an agent. He's an investor. He's down in Tucson, Arizona. He's an agent with eXp Realty. You guys can Google search him. You guys can find him. But this is kind of one thing that he experienced, and his close ratios have actually increased and gotten even better. And this is only houses that they actually purchased. Okay, this doesn't include all the houses that they also took and listed on the market in addition to the ones that they purchased. So if you're on this call and you're solely a real estate agent, you're looking at this going, how the heck do I get sellers in this market right now? This is your key. Okay, we have a ton of investors who are doing the marketing we're going to teach you today to find motivated house sellers online, and 80% of those people actually want retail. And so you can do these methods and get the leads that Tyler's getting. He'll close 1 in 18 to 1 in 15 of those into a house purchase. Okay, these are seller leads. Then he'll close about 1 in 5 to 1 in 10 into a listing. And so he's essentially doubling the performance by adding the hybrid part of it. But he said, I've moved from about 1 in 25 leads to 1 in 18 leads closed over the past month. And this is a screenshot from his CRM. So I want to ask you this question. What's just one lost deal worth for you guys right now? I want you to write that on a piece of paper wherever you are, unless you're driving. Hopefully you're not driving. But I want you to write that on a piece of paper because you're going to be taking some notes throughout the rest of this call. Write down this number. What is your average profit per deal? Okay, I call it your APD. It doesn't matter if you're an agent or an investor. Call it your average profit per deal, because a lot of people will call it my average commission. But your commission isn't your profit because you had money to actually pay to do the marketing, things like that. So I want you to write, what's your average profit per deal? And that's your the amount of the commission or the amount of the transaction minus any marketing costs that you had there. Okay, and in sales costs, if you had a salesperson, write that number down. For a wholesaler, the average is somewhere between $10,000 and $25,000, depending on the market you're in. For a house flipper, the average is somewhere between $20,000 and $80,000, depending on the market you're in. We have people doing 6-figure profit flips. I did one with Adrian, who I'm going to show an example here in a bit. We did a 6-figure profit flip 3 months ago. We've got 4 flips going on right now. And the ones that don't work for us, we pass to agents in that local market to turn into listings. Okay, we're taking stuff off the market that never would have hit the market, turning them into listings and transactions. It's amazing for agents, amazing for investors. So I want to ask you this question. How many leads and deals are you okay with losing this year from underperformance? How many of those $10,000 deals, how many of those $8,000 commissions are you okay with losing this year because you're choosing to ignore evergreen marketing? You're choosing to ignore making yourself work better. Hopefully it's none. So most coaches, brokerages, and gurus teach this. And you're probably looking at this going, Trevor, man, I've been taught from my brokerage, I've been taught from my friends that we need to cold call, that we need to post on social media 7 times a day. And like I said, guys, they work. I'm not saying that they don't work. I'm going to tell you all day long those things work. And that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about what works and what doesn't. What I'm talking about is what gives you a business that gives you freedom. What gives you a business that gives you that freedom so you can finally make an impact. So you get off the darn hamster wheel and you can enjoy your darn business again. And you can stop working 6 and 7 days a week. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so why is it that most coaches teach to post 3 times a day on social media? You know, to make 100 dials a day, to farm your friends and family, to send out 1,000 postcards a month, to drive for dollars, and you'll make 6 figures. They teach it to you because it works. And you can get more immediate results. But what they don't teach you, and it's usually because people are impatient, they don't teach you that what happens in a year, 2, 3 years is most agents and investors get burnt out by doing this type of marketing. It's going to get you going that first 6 months to 12 months and maybe even wade through that first 3 years. But then you're going to pull back and go, man, I thought this entrepreneurship thing was going to give me freedom. It's actually trapped me. I'm going to go do something else now. And I don't want you to do that. Our stated mission at Carrot, guys, is to help you guys and gals build businesses of freedom and impact. That's our stated mission. Because I know when you can finally get freedom from your business, you can then make an impact with your business. If we never have freedom from our business, we're always going to be trapped by that business, and that impact never comes. And I'm telling you from personal experience. So if your dream as an entrepreneur is freedom and impact, how will the marketing you're currently doing ever get you there? Or will it just keep you on that perpetual hamster wheel until we burn out or quit? And it happens to so many people. So if this is your guys' first introduction to me, pop through the comments box. If this is the first time that you have had a chance to be exposed to Carrot, if it's the first time connecting with me, pop in the comments box. If you're already in the Carrot community, we have a lot of Carrot customers in here already. Or if this is your first time, let me know. I want to celebrate the first timers and just big time love on everyone who's already in the Carrot community. But that's a picture of myself and my wife, Carly, high school sweethearts. We actually went to kindergarten together, believe it or not, but we didn't get together until almost end of high school. And my boy, Colton, a little daughter, Sydney, there in the middle. She's our firecracker. I think all of you guys probably have one of those. And then my oldest, McKinley, at the lake house. And then this is my work family. And this isn't even everybody. So we're over 40 full-time employees, US-based employees now here at Carrot. We've hit the Inc. 500, 5,000 list 3 times. Now it's going to be 4 times in a row. Less than 1% of all businesses that actually make it on the Inc. 5,000 list ever hit it four times in a row. And we're going to hit it. Now, why is that important, guys? Why is that important? It's important because what we are teaching on this call is exactly what we executed to become one of the fastest growing companies in America. It's the same thing. Like, I don't teach you one thing and then we do a different thing. I'm teaching you exactly what we do because it's what I wanted in my own business. And so this is what happened to me in kind of my journey. And I think you guys might be able to relate with it. Joseph, awesome, man. Welcome on the call. Amazing. And guys, we're going to be diving and helping you guys with some answers here in a bit. First timer, what's up, Albert? So here's kind of my brief story. Then we're going to dig into how to build your authority, how to get the traffic coming in, and how to build that evergreen content. Okay. So this would have been going back to 2008. I launched my first real business. I bought my first rental property in 2004. Still own that property today. I'm a buy and hold investor, and I'm really passionate about marketing for my active income. I love building businesses, and I take my money and put it into real estate. And so around 2008, I launched my first real business, and it did really well for the first 3-4 years. But what happened was it was this inconsistent, what I call boom and bust income cycle. And if any of you guys can relate to this, let me know as I'm saying it. So we do amazingly well one month. We had a month that was $140,000, and we were just like jumping for joy thinking we made it. But then 3 or 4 months later, the income goes down to $8,000, split between 2 business partners and expenses. And so by the end of the year, our income looked pretty darn good in the tax statement, but every month it was stressful as heck. It was stressful as heck because I couldn't plan what my business was going to be like in 2 months. I couldn't plan what my business was going to be like in 6 months because I didn't know. And when I got around 2012 or so, I remember distinctly one morning waking up and I was just staring at the ceiling. My wife had taken my oldest daughter to the daycare. My wife had gone to work. And around that time, I'm like, shoot, I should be doing work right now. It was 10 in the morning, guys, and I was still laying in bed. And I was sitting there going like, why am I not excited to get up and do this work for a job that I created for myself? When my dream was, I'm going to build this thing that's going to give me freedom and I can go out there and kind of do what I want to do, right? And I was sitting there laying there kind of being sorry for myself. And as I started to get more introspection, I started to really look at things of next days, the next weeks, the next months. I'd realize that it wasn't that entrepreneurship was the problem. It was my business model and the way I was marketing was the problem. The things that we were doing were all hamster wheel marketing, except for about 5% of our activities was putting content online that ranked well in Google that got in front of our prospects. And as I started to pull back, I said, what do I want my business to do? Like, what do I want to change about any business I ever do in the future? And I knew something had to change in that moment because it started popping up in my mind. Maybe I should go get a day job. And let me know, guys, if any of you guys have ever said that. Have any of you guys ever thought, damn, I might just go get a day job because this is a little bit too hard. This isn't what I thought it was. Maybe I'm going to go back to get a job. I've thought that. I think it's very natural. And it's usually not because entrepreneurship is not the key. It's because the way that we're doing it is not the right way. We're doing it the way that the gurus are teaching us instead of doing it the way that's actually going to give us your goal, your mission, the way that's going to give you freedom and flexibility. Okay. And so I sat down and I said, well, what do I want to change about any business I ever run in the future? And I'd highly suggest you write this down. You don't have to write these down, but I want you guys and gals later this week to be able to pull back for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour, whatever it's going to take, and write down what I call your non-negotiables. Your non-negotiables are, my business has to match these things. Otherwise, I'm going to completely change the business or get out of it because this business has to serve me, not me serve it. Now, way too many of us are serving our businesses. Okay, way too many of us are serving our businesses versus our businesses serving us. And so I wrote down, I said, I want my business to focus on one singular big thing. I'd spread my focus way too often. I said, I'm going to do these 5 marketing methods instead of how can I be the best at this one? And then once I'm the best in that one, then I'll add on another one, became amazingly well at it. I always had 3, 4, 5 businesses thinking serial entrepreneurship was amazing. But actually, if I just focus on one business, maybe I could take it bigger. I want to have more fun, have a big mission. I believe in at my core. I want my business to matter, right? Consistency and predictability. I wanted my business to be consistent and predictable because when you have consistency and predictability, you finally get freedom. And my previous businesses did not have that. It gave me stress. Number 4, I wanted to build a long-term valuable asset, not just something that's churning dollars. So many of you real estate agents or house wholesalers on here, if you're turning wholesale transactions or turning commissions, I want you to ask, how are you now turning that into evergreen income 5, 10, 15, 20 years out? Or are you going to be in 10 years just turning commissions, turning transactions still? Okay, guys, I want you to build a long-term valuable asset. You can do that with Evergreen Marketing, but also number 2, you can do that by putting that money into other businesses that you're investing in or real estate. And that's a whole different call. We're not going to touch on that one today. But number 5, I want to live on purpose and within my unique abilities. So I want you to write down your non-negotiables. And so I did it the hard way the next 3, 4, 5 years. I came up with the strategy for my website. I hired a web guy. I wrote all the content. I learned how to write good content. I hired an SEO firm, $1,000 a month or more. I bought all the plugins that you're supposed to buy for WordPress. It's a couple $100 a year. I got good web hosting. That's a few $100s a year for good web hosting. I'm not talking about the cheap shared hosting that's $10 a month. That's going to kill your website speed and some other things. Okay, all the other software, I got hacked a couple times, had to pay $450 in Upwork every time that happened to get the hacker exploit off of there. And then there's all the ongoing costs. And up front, you're talking about $5,000 to $16,000 to build a website right and to do the online marketing right, and then ongoing costs. And so after that, I said, well, shoot, maybe I can find a better way to do this. And that's when 2012 shifted into 2013, 2014. And we started to find some ways that replicated the thing that worked that was the minority in my previous businesses. I was doing it for consulting clients, doing it for other investors. And we said, well, what if we just replicate this and scale it out for other people? How do we build this for ourselves and make it available to other people? And that's where Carrot came from in 2014. We really created to simplify the process for ourselves. And now our clients collectively generate over 70,000 leads a month. More 6- and 7-figure members than any other online real estate platform of any kind in the agents or in the industry. And we have guys like Tyler Ford, a hybrid down that we talked about down in Tucson, crushing it. Max Maxwell, one of the biggest influencers in real estate. He was Carrot in his very first month in business. Krista Mayshore, one of the top agents in the market. Brad Chandler, Express Home Buyers, one of the top investors in America. Christina Kudlock, Adam Johnson, Adrian Nez. Guys, over 4 million leads have came in through these methods, and we're going to show you guys how to do it. All right, so who's ready to commit to shift into evergreen marketing this year? I want you guys to pop through the comments box if you are excited to dive in. We're about half hour through this training. We're going to shift into implementable, strategic, and tactical things. Pop in the comments box, y'all, if you guys are ready to dive in and commit to Evergreen Marketing 2021. And let me know, are you excited about getting off the hamster wheel? Kind of what resonated with you the most up to this point? Pop it through the comments box. We'll call some of y'all out, but let's dive in. So we're going to talk about the 3 secrets to attract more of your favorite clients by flipping to your marketing to evergreen in 2021. So the first secret we're going to walk through, I mentioned it earlier, is the 261 formula for evergreen marketing success. And that came from Tyler Ford, one of our customers. He actually broke it down really simply, and we're going to walk you through exactly what the 261 formula is and how to implement it. Number 2, why a normal website isn't enough in 2021, and how Carter Steph from 1-800-2-SELL Homes, he also has a big brokerage there in Oklahoma City, how he added $20,000 a month in extra profits by shifting from a fancy custom website into an authority hub with Carrot. And then second here, guys, this is a biggie for you real estate agents especially, why your social media profiles, your Facebook, your Instagram, should never, ever, ever be the hub of your content. Okay, why your social media profile should never be the hub of your content. And if your social media profiles are the hub of your content, that is causing you to be focused on hamster wheel marketing. And once again, this is going to go against what a lot of the educators are teaching you, because they're going to teach you things that work in the short term and they continue to work. But I'm teaching you something that will gain back your freedom and work and build more momentum over the long term. Right. And number 3, 2 ways Carrot can automate your evergreen content in under 20 minutes a week. It's to start replacing your marketing hamster wheel. All right, guys, so secret number 1, let's dive in. And I love this, guys. We're getting so many comments in here. Committing to stacking those bricks. Let's go. Let us have it. I love it. Let's do it. Let's get it. This is awesome, man. Lots of truth here. What's up, Colby? First timer here, ready to get back to work. Grand Bros are ready. What's up, man? The Grand Bros, they were in your shoes on this exact training or a training like this years ago. And they actually executed their real estate agents first. Came in, we taught them how to be a hybrid, and now their income, I can't tell you exactly what their income did because I don't know what it's done now, but last time they're at our Carrot Camp event, their income went way up. It went from low hundreds to well over $500,000 in profits just from the investment side of things last year as a hybrid, y'all. If you don't mind, Robert, pop through kind of the big transformation you guys have seen by implementing this. Let me know, man. So the 261 formula for marketing success, this is from Tyler Ford, one of our clients in Tucson, Arizona. So here's the reality for most investors and agents. Over half say they work the same hours or longer today than they did their first year. So you start to think about it. It's like, if we're working more than we were before, what is this business actually doing for us? Like, do we have systems? Is our marketing just keeping us on the hamster wheel? The second one, all of the activities and practices agents spend time on, marketing and advertising, take the cake. 62% of agents said they devote at least an hour a day to marketing themselves and their listings. So if you're focusing at least an hour a day to marketing, I want you to ask yourself, at least 8 hours a week, likely a lot more, is it hamster wheel or is it evergreen? And the reason agents spend so much time marketing each day is because almost all of it is hamster wheel marketing for agents specifically. Almost all of it. So they continually have to be on the hamster wheel. Imagine if you could start to cut that down over time and make your marketing take less and less every week. Okay. Next came prospecting lead generation. 60% of agents said they prospect on a daily basis. And I'm saying agents on these because investors, we don't have the data on it, but it's probably a little bit similar. Investors tend to spend more money on marketing. Agents tend to spend more of their grunt work and time. So 60% of agents said they prospect on a daily basis, with more than a quarter devoting several hours a day to finding new leads. Guys, this is adding up to probably half of your day potentially trying to find new leads. Once again, is it evergreen, something that's going to be working 3 years from now and you're stacking those bricks, or is it all hamster wheel? Only 31% of agents spend more than $1,000 on marketing per year. Guys, buy back your time. Real estate investors are kind of the opposite of this. They spend a lot of money on it, which is the reason that we're scaling, getting so many seller leads right now. 33% were able to support themselves and their families within the first year. 25% took 2 or more years. I want to help you get that quicker. I want to help you buck the trend there. Okay. So here's Tyler, the case study I was talking through before. After 20 years, guys and gals, Tyler was ready to give up. And we did a podcast with him. I think this was from a few years ago. And you guys can go back into Google, type Tyler Ford Carrot podcast, and you'll find a few podcasts with Tyler. But find this one because that was the original one. And Tyler was ready to give up. He was an agent and an investor for 20 years before this. And he started to see more competition in his market. He started to see others spending a lot more money in his market and starting to take away some of those leads that he was getting before. And he said, man, this business is getting too hard. And in that podcast, he talks about one of his flips. His contractor ran away with over $20,000 in money on that. And he was just getting fed up. He's saying, man, if this is what the business is turning into, I need to shift. And before he did that, he decided, well, what if I could make a shift in my marketing and I could actually solve the problem? I like real estate, but what if my marketing is the problem? He literally drove up here to Roseburg, Oregon, into this office. Him and I were standing right here, looking at his website, looking at his strategy. And he drove up here to really like vet and verify Carrot. That was the only reason he came up here, was to vet and verify Carrot. And so we were standing here in the office. We laid out the plan and he said, okay, I'm making the leap. And we had him set a goal. And his goal was $200,000 in profits that year. Guys, this is what he said just a few months into this. And this was years ago. If you go look at the podcast that we've had recently with him, he closes 3 to 5 deals pretty consistently, 100% evergreen marketing, and he's making insanely great profits, $300,000 to $700,000 profit per year, depending on the year, depending on if you're looking at agent and investor. And he's bringing in evergreen, guys. He doesn't pay for his marketing anymore. Okay. My goal for the year is $200K in profits. I've already almost surpassed that in the first quarter of the year. You're right when you said I wasn't thinking big enough. Now, he had to make a shift and he's putting the investment, but this is the result that he started to see. So here's one of his Carrot websites. Now he's got several Carrot websites, dominating Google in Tucson for house seller type phrases. He's beating out the competition by executing the 261 formula that we'll teach here in a bit. But this is what you want to see. He's got leads coming in from Google search. And this is a screenshot from Carrot's software. We have a very simple lead manager in here, but it tells you where your leads came from. Google search, Google search, Google search, Google search, Google search. And so that's 6 days, 5 days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago, 2 days ago. Guys, who wants that kind of consistency? That right there is where momentum comes from. So here's the 261 formula. Okay, the 261 formula is this, y'all. Is the first 2 months, you're going to be working your butts off. And like I said, I'm going to be a straight shooter with you guys. I don't want people joining Carrot if you think you're going to join Carrot and push some buttons and that's it, that you don't have to do any work or you don't have to make an investment for someone to do the work for you. But like I said, you choose your heart. You're going to work your butt off for this year, or you're going to work your butt off for the next 15 years. You choose. Okay. One of them is building momentum with Evergreen. One of them is hamster wheel for the rest of your life. You choose. And so the first 2 months, you're going to be building your authority hub, which we'll teach in the next section. Shifting your website from a website into an authority hub. That's where you get a lot of your higher conversion, your higher credibility and trust from this. And you're going to be doing some of the other activities we'll teach in that first 2 months. You're probably going to be working somewhere between 3 to 6 hours a week on this strategy in the first 2 months, or you can hire it out, and I'll show you how to. Okay. You're going to probably dial that back after month 2 to probably around 2 to 4 hours a week in that first 6 months, from month 2 to 6. And now you're probably looking at this going, Trevor, I don't have time to do this. But same thing, I want you to ask the question. Is you have time because you're spending a bunch of time on hamster wheel marketing right now. So what if you just swapped out, 2 to 4 hours of that hamster wheel marketing a week with stacking these bricks, or cut out Netflix for a period of time? Okay, cut out Netflix, get serious on your goals for a period of time. Okay, so 261, a lot of hard work in the first 2 months. You're going to start to see some results happen within the first 6 months as far as getting rankings higher. And then there's something that I call a ranking sprout, where all of a sudden after executing the stuff, you're probably a little bit discouraged over here. Then bam, things pop. And I'll show you screenshots of where this is actually happening on customer sites. And then momentum picks up as you're executing the plan. From month 6 to 12, you're probably a couple hours a week at that point, or you're investing to have someone help you. And then month 8 to 12, 8 to 12, 8 to 14, 8 to 18, depending on your market, that's where momentum picks up big time. Okay, now let me show you this really quick right here. So this right here is for a real estate agent here in the local market that I'm in. And he had joined, this is a screen share from his software, or from his back end of his Carrot account. Okay. So this right here, he joined back here right around that time period, August of 2019. And you can see his website pre-carrot was on the second or third page in Google. If you're the second or third page of Google for a real estate agent in Roseburg or real estate agent in whatever your town is, you're probably not going to get any traffic for that. But he started to implement the plan. And so this right here, once again, let me show you the date. Okay, that was August. And now you can see he started to implement it. Things got a little bit better, but you're still not going to get any leads in position 14, 15, 16, probably. Okay, but then now up by this point, June 21st, so that was about 8 months or so, eight to 10 months through by implementing the plan. And he wasn't implementing the full plan, so you could have accelerated a little bit quicker. He got into page 1. Okay, now you're going to start to see your first leads. You're going to start to see a lead every other week. You're going to start to see a lead a month, a lead every week, depending on how big your market is. It could be a lead a day if the market's really, really big. But then you can see he started to get more momentum, and now he's number 4 in there, and he's getting leads from that. He's closing deals as profitable. Let's look at a different one here, okay? Let's look at a different example. This one here is from a client up in Washington, Keith Stant. You can see he's using the back end of the carrot system to track his rankings. We've got a massive update coming up very soon on this, and I'm crazy excited about it on the ranking tracking tool. But you can see how he's climbing these rankings. So let's look at how he started. Okay, sell my house fast, Tacoma, Washington. Who would love to be ranked really high for a phrase that is sell my house fast, insert your city? Agents are going to love that lead. Investors are going to love that lead. We all want something like that, right? And so he's been improving that ranking. Look at this. Okay, started way back here, August 14th, 2008, position 94. You're not going to get any traffic or leads on the 10th page in Google. But he started to implement the plan. It started to grow pretty quick. You can see right about here is when that ranking sprout happened. So May 30th is when it happened, okay, by implementing the plan in August 14th. So for him, that same thing. It was about 7 to 8 months for him, 6 to 8 months when that ranking sprout hit. He gets high into Google. He starts to get leads every single week, every single day. And Keith came to the last carrot camp, and he's closing well over $70,000 a month in wholesale fees, somewhere between 6 and 10 deals every single month. Most of them are from Evergreen Marketing now. Okay. And that's where it gets exciting. That's where it gets exciting, y'all. And actually, I don't think I was sharing the right screen there. So I didn't show you guys the cool stuff. So let me actually go back there. Un momento, guys. Un momento. Let me share this with you. Okay. 1 second. Sorry about that. I had these 2 tabs open. There we go. So that's the example there that I showed you with Keith. So right there, this is the back end of the carrot software. And you can see that's where he joined August 4th, 2018, implemented the plan, saw ranking sprout around May 30th, 2019. And then he's getting consistent seller leads each and every week from that one keyword. And he's getting a lot more. Let me drag over the other one that I was looking at right here. Top real estate agent in Roseburg, Oregon. You can see the same trend. Okay. Started down here, August 18th, 19, started to consistently grow. And now he's getting his leads in here, and he's going to continue to grow that ranking. So that is what this looks like. Okay. So the workload goes down over time while your results and momentum go up over time. Yep, Lisa, Carrot Camp. Go to carrotcamp.com. Carrotcamp.com. Check it out. So your results go up and you actually gain momentum, like I showed, like you saw with these examples here. Momentum gained. I can show you thousands more examples just like this when you execute the plan. But the cool thing, and this is where it's different from hamster marketing, guys. The cool thing is your workload goes down. Because as these rankings started to get high, as he started to get content in front of those prospects, and he started to stack up other ones as well, like these, he's like, cool, well, I'm going to go after these other phrases now. I'm going to go after a phrase in Auburn, Washington, and Lacey, Washington. I'm going to try to find sellers in Lakewood and Olympia and Puyallup and Renton and Seattle and Spanaway and Sumner. Guys, this is one of the strategies we're going to teach you on. That's called to stack those evergreen bricks to get more and more consistent leads. Okay, that's where the momentum comes from. So your workload goes down, your results go up. Instead of hamster marketing, your results and workload always stay the same. So here's what our top clients do. Month 1, you launch your authority hub. And we're going to dive into that here in a bit. You're going to add your credibility. You're going to build trust on your website, which is critical for this market right now with all the competition. You're going to add content. We're going to teach you on this, how to add the right content. Okay. And then month 2, you're going to start to do some paid traffic if you have a budget. Now, you might ask, well, Trevor, why are you saying do paid traffic? Well, I say to do paid traffic because if you want to get leads and deals coming in now while your momentum builds, then we have to have something that is going to get that coming in quickly. So you can do paid traffic like Google ads or Facebook ads, and we'll kind of show you a couple things about that later. Or you can go out there and knock on doors. You do driving for dollars with an app like Deal Machine or something like that. But we suggest you do something while your momentum is building up. So that's what we say. Your first 3 months, 6 months, crank on some paid traffic or hustle your butt off to get leads while your momentum's building. And then once the momentum is built, then you can always choose to turn off paid marketing if you want, or keep it on for the extra volume. So that's your Facebook ads, your Google ads, things like that. Okay, and then in month 2 and ongoing, you're going to be then building the evergreen momentum building content stuff. And that's the stuff we're going to be talking about for the rest of this call. That builds your long-term momentum. That gets your higher margins, higher quality leads. And that's what we call location pages. I'm going to show you guys how to build effective location pages, just like Keith did right here. Each one of these is a different location page that's ranking well in Google and getting leads for him now. It's the same strategy Zillow deployed. It's the same strategy LoopNet deployed. It's the same strategy Redfin deployed. It's the same strategy Trulia deployed to win online. We're going to show you guys how our clients are actually beating all of them in Google by focusing on really good niches and optimizing the right way. Video posts and automated articles. We're going to show you guys how to do that and rank well in Google. So I showed you that example there. That's the ranking pop. That's what happens to the leads. Google search. 21 hours a day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 5 days ago, 5 days ago, 5 days ago, 6 days ago. He's got a mix of paid ads and organic in there. That is how you guys do it. Okay, so let me tell you a story with Brian Rockwell. So Brian Rockwell is a real estate investor down in Dallas, Texas. And I'm going to kind of walk you through his exact journey on how to use that mix of paid while you're building your evergreen marketing, and then what he's doing now years later. So Brian was a school teacher for 13 years, and he was wanting to invest for all of those years. And he finally got enough courage to step out there and take a risk. And it was really cool because his wife actually inspired him into that. His wife inspired him to step out there and take that risk. And here's the results of what happened. So Brian joined Carrot in the fall of, I can't remember what year it was now, probably 2016 or 2017. But this is the text message he sent me about halfway through that year. Okay. 6 wholesale deals this month if all goes through. $124,000. 4 came from pay-per-click, 1 organic, 1 Facebook targeting. I've closed the other 5 are under contract with the buyer. The last one waiting on a buyer. Carrot system still rocking. Now you guys might be asking, well, how has the market changed since then? I'll show you examples today where guys, we're replicating the exact same thing today. The numbers might look a little bit different. Profit margins are higher. It might take a few more clicks and leads to get that deal because the competition, but we're still crushing it right now with these exact same methods. So here's what happened. The first year, and this is exactly what we still teach people with a few modifications based on, well, you got to do this to make Facebook work good. You got to do this today for SEO, but it's the same strategy. Guys, this is timeless. Okay, join Carrot, jumped into real estate after years of being scared, limited beliefs, not enough capital. What if I fail? That was November, December. Closed his first deal, but it did not come from Carrot. Like I said, he didn't have a big budget. He was a school teacher. He had a few grand set aside, but he's like, man, I don't really want to take a chance on that. So he went out there and started driving for dollars. He was driving around neighborhoods. Real estate agents, you guys can do this too. It's not just for investors. Every time he would drive to his school and back, he would drive a different route, a different neighborhood, looking for houses that were run down, that had overgrown lawns, that looked like they might be vacant or neglected. He'd write down the addresses. He'd go home and handwrite letters. And it took 100 and some odd letters. You guys can listen to the case study with him. Just look up Brian Rockwell, Carrot, and Google, and you'll find the case studies with him. But he wrote 100 some odd letters, and he ended up closing a deal that netted him $8,000. Okay, that $8,000 now, he said, I'm going to buy back my time. I'm going to get that freedom. So now he said, I'm going to go all in on online marketing. Now, I don't want to drive for dollars anymore. I don't want to do this hamster marketing forever. And he loves the online side of it. So he bought our 3 lead per day training course. I'm going to show you how to get this course for free at the end of this call. Okay, and he spent about 3 hours a day working through it for the first couple months, implemented everything from it. Okay. February, he started doing Google pay-per-clicks. He said, I know this is going to take a while in Dallas. Dallas is a competitive market. Brian wasn't the first. He wasn't the 100th Carrot customer in Dallas, guys. Okay, there's hundreds of Carrot customers there. When people bring up the excuse of, man, there's a lot of competition, a lot of Carrot customers, it is a limiting belief. He plowed through that limiting belief and said, how do I just stand out with more credibility, with more trust on my authority hub? He started Google pay-per-click. He didn't want to learn that one. He now had the $8,000 from that deal he closed and said, I'm just going to hire someone from Carrot's marketplace to do the Google ads for me. Okay, so this is what happened next. He became a believer by March. He did 3 wholesale deals, made $73,000. He spent $7,300 from the $8,000 to make the $73,000. Add those numbers up. That's a 10x ROI. For every 15 leads he got, he turned into a deal for him. Okay, June, he started doing ads on Bing. He started to get some leads there, deals there, started refining his systems. His SEO was starting to get some traction. We're starting to get some leads there. And here's some stats right here from not the total first year in business, but this is close to his first year. His first year did over $600,000 by implementing our plan to the T. Spent $43,000 on Google ads, $34,000 in Bing, $77,000 total in ads spent. 35 wholesale deals equal $450,000 in wholesale profits minus the ad cost. That's $378,000 net profit. Okay, so you guys might be saying, well, I don't have $73,000 to quote unquote risk on ads. He didn't either. He went out there and closed the first deal hustling, and he took that and said, I'm just going to implement the plan. And once you get your first deal, your first profit, that first commission, you take that money and put it back in and buy your time back some more, And then you end up starting to get really consistent, predictable results just like this. That's what he started to see. Okay. And now this is 2 or 3 years after he joined, he sees consistency. Okay, he sees this consistency of visitors and leads that doesn't have big ups, doesn't have big downs. It's consistent. And that's how you get from hamster wheel to evergreen right here, guys. And you're probably going to be tempted. Brian got really tempted around month 4, month 5, month 6 on the SEO side. He's like, man, maybe I shouldn't be doing this anymore. But around month 8, his rankings popped and he started to get consistency again. Okay, so I want to ask you, is your current marketing building momentum, or is it keeping you on the hamster wheel? And how disciplined are you giving up short-term hits for long-term freedom? We need to, every single time we look at our schedule for the week, we need to ask ourselves, what percentage of these things I'm doing are for the long-term or for momentum? And starting to trade off those short-term hits for things that are going to be around for a long, long time. So I want you to picture yourself in a year. Where do you want to be in a year, y'all? Take out that piece of paper you've been working on. You've got your average profit per deal there. Okay. I want you to write down, and you maybe have some notes on what your non-negotiables for your business might be. These things must always be true in my business, or I will change the business or get out of the industry. Okay. Those are non-negotiables. Right below that, I want you to write down a couple notes, like, where do you want to be in a year? What do you want the income to look like? What do you want your schedule to look like? How many hours a week do you want to work? Are there other things that you want to have true in your business in a year, in 18 months, and 2 years? Okay, I want to ask you this question. What changes do you need to make in your marketing to make that possible? Will your current marketing and the way you're currently running your business actually help you get that mission? If it's not, something's got to change. My question is, what's going to change? And I had one of those defining moments as well. Robert Grand on this call, he had a defining moment where he said, man, my goals don't match my current actions. My goals don't match the way I'm currently marketing. I have to fundamentally change something today if I want to hit those goals. So how amazing will it feel to live that life? Well, we've got to make a shift. Okay, so the first shift after deciding evergreen marketing is the thing and locking into that 261 formula for success. Now we're going to say, what's the first thing you do for your evergreen marketing to make it work, no matter if you're a carrot customer or not? Okay, so secret number 2 is why a normal website isn't enough in 2021. And how Carter added $20,000 a month in new profits by shifting from a fancy custom website into an authority hub. And like I said, for real estate agents especially, but also investors are kind of guilty of this too, why your social media profile should never be the hub of your content and why it's losing you time and potentially money too. Okay, so I'm going to take a drink of water. Let me know, guys, in the comments box, what has been your biggest takeaway so far? Grab yourself a drink of water. I'm going to take a drink real quick. I try to drink a gallon of water a day. Life-changing, y'all. So pop through what your biggest takeaway has been so far. All right, here we go. So the biggest mistakes most agents and investors make is this. And what I'm going to do in this section, guys, I'm going to show you websites that are authority hubs. I'm going to show you how to build the authority hub. I'm going to show you how to shift your fundamental strategy online to actually get you better results by making this shift from website to authority hub. We're going to show you examples. I'm going to give you a demo of how that works with Carrot, because I know there's a lot of Carrot customers on here. But also there's some people who have had some comments and shot us little notes and said, well, what if I'm not on Carrot? Does this work? It does work. The thing is, it's just going to take you longer and probably more effort outside of Carrot, but you can still take the same principles and apply them across other systems as long as they have the needed things that we'll talk about in this section. Okay, so most agents and investors go overboard creating a professionally designed website based on what they think looks good, not what prospects actually respond to. And real estate agents I've found are probably the most guilty of this. So we want our sites to look really pretty and we want it to look awesome. But you know what, guys, your prospects, especially your sellers, don't really care what your site looks like. Okay, yes, we want it to reflect our branding. We want it to reflect our ethos. We do want it to reflect that. I'm not saying that design and aesthetic is not important. It is. But what I'm saying is we never want to sacrifice performance for the sake of making it look pretty. And that's one of the biggest things a lot of agents and investors do. Another big mistake is using your Facebook or Instagram page as your main hub of content. And I'll talk about why that is in a bit at detail, but at the highest level is Facebook and Instagram are social media sites where you put the content on there and they're really only up for 24 to 72 hours before it gets pushed down the page. And so naturally, if that is where your content is housed, what happens to your schedule each week? Your schedule each week goes, oh, shoot, I need to get more content up that every single day. So my content is always staying at the top of people's feeds, right? Which once again, I'm not saying it doesn't work. We post content here at Carrot. The fundamental shift is not saying not to do this. It's don't build your business off of this if you want freedom. Okay, don't build your business off of the strategy if you want freedom. I know a lot of real estate agents who do amazingly well, earn multiple six figures a year, and Instagram or Facebook are their number one strategy. But you know what, guys? You go look at their schedule and they're working 6 to 7 days a week, and they don't have really any time to enjoy that business they built. They are working for their business. Their business isn't working for them. And so once again, I'm not saying not to do these. I want you to look at them, always put them in a bucket. Is this a bucket to scale my business, or is this a bucket that's the foundation of my business? And the foundation should be evergreen if you want consistency and predictability. It should not be hamster wheel. And then add on hamster wheel to scale, okay? So they just use whatever low cost or free website there is. Wix, your broker provided website, WordPress, thinking all websites are equal, right? Well, they're not. Your speed of your website matters. The way your website interacts on mobile matters. The way that your website interacts when people hit it and click through your content matters. How your content's structured matters. Okay, so going low cost actually can end up being the most expensive decision you made this year in marketing. If you lose one lead or deal, going back to the average profit per deal we talked about, you lose one lead or deal a year, that $10,000, that $20,000 check because of a cheap website, how cheap is that website actually now? How cheap is that free broker provided site? We hear that all the time. Well, my broker gives me a site for free. Awesome. So how many deals did that broker provided site lose for you this past year? And ask yourself if it's free or not. And that's how we get scale. Okay. We plug those leaky buckets. And then that site fails to generate leads or rank in Google and it's just a glorified online brochure. And they build a website for online marketing versus a true hub that'll make all of their marketing work better. That's the key, is all of your marketing ends up making it to your website. Somehow we'll tell you guys why, even if you don't actually put your website on it. The only thing that matters with your website should be performance and results. Okay. So Tony Robbins, I love Tony Robbins. And here's one of my favorite quotes from him. He says, if you want to be successful, find someone who has achieved the results you want and copy what they do and you'll achieve the same results. Okay. So if you guys want to get the same results we're teaching you here, I want you guys to emulate what we're doing here. Okay. I want you to emulate it. Don't copy. Like, don't go to someone's website and copy all the words or copy their pictures. Look at it and look at the essence of why does this work and emulate the strategy. Don't copy the content. All right. So here's going back to Carter. Carter sent me this email X amount of months after joining Carrot, and he came through what we call our concierge program, where he's a big investor in Oklahoma City. He's an agent as well. And he's like, I want to buy back my time. And so he didn't set up his own website. He got on a call with our sales team. He bought a Carrot subscription. And then he said, hey, I want you guys to do my build out of my authority hub for me. Okay. And we'll show you guys what that looks like. But this is the email he sent me afterwards. He said, we couldn't be happier with the site so far. Now, guys, understand this. Carter had a $10,000 custom WordPress website that he switched off of to go into Carrot. And this is what his Carrot system did for him over and above the custom site that he had that looked amazingly pretty. He said, we couldn't be happier with the site so far. What we've seen is a dramatic increase in web leads. Since switching to Carrot, the leads we're getting are converting to purchases at a much higher level, like we talked about in the studies earlier. Things have been moving so fast, we hadn't had the opportunity to accurately determine the lead to purchase ratio, but I would estimate it's in the 25 to 35% range, which means the leads we're getting are significantly better than our historical average. Thanks for everything. Now we're looking into expansion because of the success we've had in such a short time. What they've done now is they've taken their model of 1-800-2-SELL-HOMES and expanded into other markets around the country. Every one of those markets and those franchisees has a Carrot website implementing the exact same thing into an authority hub. So why is an authority hub so important? I kind of alluded to this here a second ago, but there's a phrase that I came up with 5-6 years ago I call phantom expenses. And phantom expenses are essentially this. It's money that should be in our bank accounts that for some reason is not. Okay. It should be in our bank accounts, but for some reason it's not. It could be our website isn't converting high enough. And if we did have a website converting higher, then we would have more deals, and the deals will turn into profits, and those profits will be in our bank account. It could be many, many different things in our business, right? Something is not optimized well and it's losing us leads and deals. That's a phantom expense. That's money that should be yours. And what ends up happening is we end up going, oh, shoot, I just need to do more of that activity up here, right? I just need to do more. And for Carter, he was mainly doing radio, TV, and direct mail, wasn't doing any online marketing. And so rather than saying, well, shoot, how do we scale up our radio, TV, direct mail? We said, well, why don't we just plug those leaky buckets and eliminate those phantom expenses that your pretty but low converting website was tossing off. So 2 extra leads a month. Let's say that you made some tweaks, okay? And you got 2 extra seller leads per month, okay? That's 24 extra seller leads per year. Using the data we showed before from this inbound method, rather than since these convert higher, about 1 in 10, 1 in 15 of those is a normal close ratio from hot evergreen seller leads. Okay. So that means 1 to possibly 2 extra deals every single year. And if we assume that your average profit per deal is 10K, from a few tiny tweaks moving from a website to an authority hub, you're going to be making an extra $10,000 to $20,000 in eliminating phantom expenses. Okay. And that's at the low end. That's only if you get an extra 2 leads per month. Okay, that's only if you're closing at 1 in 15 leads into a deal. Okay, that's only if you don't scale up paid marketing. That's only if you do one thing and implement that one thing and start to save those phantom expenses, 10 to 20 grand a year. Okay, so this is Carter's old site. Looked very pretty. Had a lot of the right elements. Had a good form there, but the form elements were at the right elements, not in the right order. Had a nice picture. Had the right buttons in here. You'd think, right? Had a good, pretty logo. Had awesome pictures below. Had credibility. Why did this site lose him $200,000 a year then? We moved it over to something that's set up to convert high, and we'll show you kind of what those are using the carrot system. And then he started building out content to build authority with our other tools. And so he regained $20,000 a month in extra profits just by making the switch. And here's why for Carter. Because there might be a lot of people on this call who are saying, you know what, Trevor, all this online marketing stuff is awesome, but I really, really don't want to do online marketing. Like I'm already doing really well with my offline marketing. I do direct mail. I do cold calling. David right there just got another carrot lead from the site while watching the webinar. I love it. That was not planned, but I love it, David. Thanks, man. So you guys might be saying, well, shoot, I just do all offline marketing. I don't need to pay attention to this stuff. Why do I need to do it? Well, Carter did all offline marketing before too. And his website was costing him $20,000 a month. Now you might ask, why is that? Well, when you're doing your direct mail, you're doing your cold calling, you're doing your radio, you're doing your text message marketing, you're doing driving for dollars, you're going and meeting with sellers, whatever it is, referrals even. When you do that, what happens with people? They take up their darn cell phone, this thing I've got here in my hand, and you do a Google search, right? You go to Google and type in the person's company name plus the word reviews, or you type in sell my house fast, or you type in best real estate agents in whatever your city is, and you're going to compare that person you just talked to, or that direct mail piece you saw, or the text message you saw, or whatever. You're going to compare that against someone else, or you're just going to try to vet and verify that provider. Hey, are they legit? Are they credible? Right? So how many of you guys do that? How many of you guys actually text message, or how many of you guys actually pull up your phone and Google search companies before you make big decisions? Okay, it could be the financial planner that you were going to work with. It could even be literally going to Amazon and choosing to buy a product or not buy a product because of a lack of reviews or because of one negative review on there. And so all of your offline marketing drives online demand, whether you have your website on there or not. People will Google search the phone numbers you cold call from. People will Google search the phone numbers you text message from, all that stuff. Eventually, it's either going to end up on a low converting website, okay, or a high converting authority hub like Carrot, or it's going to end up on your competitor's website, which is even worse. And so if you only do offline marketing, that marketing drives online and you're actually giving your competitors free leads today, right now, free leads today. Okay. So we want you to recognize this. Your marketing attracts people. Your authority hub converts them, and then your follow-up closes them. We help you take care of the first two, and then we help you integrate with systems that do the rest. So here's how to shift from a website into an authority hub. So the first part of a website is something that most people know that they need to have on a website, right? People know that they need to have your kind of what we call core conversion pages. And this is where most websites stop. This is where most websites stop right here. Is they have a homepage that kind of says, hey, we've got a service that can solve your problem. Here's a form to put in your information, and it's going to have some more information below, right? And then you might have like, hey, here's how to sell your house or buy properties, or here's how our process works. Here's reviews, here's about us, and here's FAQ. So those are the core conversion pages we found in general are the ones in that exact order that should be on the top of your website. Okay. If it's a website focused on sellers, your very first link should be sell your house. Okay. If it's a website focused on buyers, your very first link should be buy a house or search for homes, agents or investors. It doesn't matter. And then the very next link, the thing that they're going to be asking is, well, shoot, how does this process work? And then you have a how it works link that teaches them how it works. And then they're like, well, shoot, I understand how it works now. Is this company legit, right? That's the order that people start to make these decisions. And then you go, well, I'm glad you asked, right? I've got this amazing page over here with a bunch of customer reviews, videos and stuff. And then they go, awesome, man, they seem legit. Like, who are these people? Are they someone I want to work with? So they go click an about page. And that was one of the big things with Carter's website. His about page was the number 3 most visited page in his entire system, but it wasn't built out well to give people the warm and fuzzy. So we built it out better. Then at the very end, they might say, you know what? I still have a few questions. And that's where your FAQ is. The cool thing about the core conversion pages, guys and gals, is you really only have to do that kind of once. And then you update it as needed. So you spend that time up front in those first 2 months of building your authority hub. Okay, you build out those core pages, you get your credibility on there, you get your reviews on there, you get your kind of branding on there, adjust the content, make it yours, right? And then as you go, as you get new reviews and as you want to update your about page, then you just update those as you go. So that's probably a couple days to get that done, or you can outsource it to us. You can just pay us to do that for you. Okay, and that helps you build credibility and convert. Now, this is where you start to shift from a website to an authority hub. Is next we go, okay, that's the very first part, is getting your core conversion pages down. I'll show you guys examples of these right after this, okay? Because I know I'm an example guy. I can only learn by seeing someone doing it. So I'm going to be teaching you guys that too. So the next thing we want to do is we want to build what we call niche or location pages. And this applies for both sellers this applies for both investors and agents. And this applies for any type of lead you're getting in real estate, buyers, sellers, tenants, the whole thing. Okay. And so I like to do this quarterly. This is part of your quarterly marketing plan. This is probably 2 to 4 hours every single quarter. And this now helps to attract and convert visitors into leads that didn't know about you yet. Okay, these are people that did a Google search like real estate agent in Roseburg, or sell my house fast Tacoma, or cash home buyers, or how to sell as is in Tacoma, things like that. That's people that didn't know about you yet. Okay, and so I'm going to show you guys how to build those niche or location pages and what they look like. But let me show you an example right here of the power of these when you use Evergreen Marketing. So this is one of our clients. They're a real estate agent called the G Team, and we can show you tons of examples from the investor side as well. So the North Umpqua River is an area in town where I live, where they're higher end homes. They're probably going to be purchase prices at least over $300,000, but likely well over $400,000. It's one of the most sought after areas in town. It's a big, long river, so lots of real estate on it. And one of their specialties is North Umpqua River homes. So wouldn't it be an amazing thing if you were a real estate agent, if you could rank #1 in Google when people are looking for North Umpqua River homes for sale? Because when people are looking for houses, guys, they don't reach out to an agent first usually. When people are looking for houses, they go to Google first, and then only when they're ready to start moving forward, then they reach out to agents and they start to do that research. So right here, our clients ranked #1 in Google. They have been for years. And then look what you see behind them: Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, and now a bunch of other national ones up here. Not one local agent on here except for this one way down here and this right here. So you click this page, and this is a really good example of a retail one. And I'll show you guys an example of one that's looking for a motivated house seller. Okay. So North Umpqua River homes for sale in Roseburg, Oregon. Got a big picture of it right there. Talks about the North Umpqua River. It has plenty of content on here. And that's one of the biggest things that goes wrong with real estate agent and investor location pages, is most agents and most agent websites has these kinds of tools to launch these pages. The problem is they don't have enough content on them. We reverse engineered Zillow to figure out, why is Zillow ranking there outside of the fact that they're Zillow, right? Outside of the fact that they have a big website. And we said, well, Zillow has X amount of words on the website. If Zillow has these other things on there, what if we could just build out better content, more content, and be the expert on it and have more words on there that are useful for the people? I think we'll have a good chance of beating them. And that's the key, is you have to have robust, content-rich authority location pages. And so it talks about it, and then they come in here and they click the link and they get leads every single month from that page. Okay, so now after we do that quarterly, now this is where we start to build authority. Okay, this is where we get traffic. We convert them with core conversion pages. And now authority content is what I like to do weekly. So do you have to do this weekly? No, you don't. But by doing it weekly, it actually accelerates the process. The quicker you do it, the more content you put out, the more accelerated your results are going to be. The slower you put out content, the slower your results are going to be. Okay. So if you choose to do one good solid piece of content per month, and I'll show you examples of exactly what kind of content you can do that's easy, and you don't have to write anything, guys. Like, you won't have to write anything. Who on this call loves sitting down and writing articles? Let me know if you guys love writing articles. If you do, amazing. This is going to work great for you. If you don't, we have tools that can automate it for you. But the authority content I like to do weekly. Okay. And that's like about 30 minutes a week. And that's to give value and convert, but also build that trust and authority. So here, I'm going to break down an authority hub. Most people stop right here, and that's just a website. That's your, hey, I've got a service that can help you. Here's the stuff about me, opt in. Now you start to attract in your best prospects in the niches that they're looking in with niche pages. You do those quarterly, 2 to 4 hours a quarter, or hire us to do it. Okay. Now over here, you do this weekly, about 30 minutes a week, and then you crank on that, and you don't have to write any words if you don't want to. Our system can do it, or you can sit down and write if that's what you like to do. All right. So again, guys, what we're doing is it's like you're stacking bricks over time to build a solid rock wall. If you only stack 3 or 4 bricks, you're not going to have a wall. Like, picture yourself with that pile of bricks again in a hamster wheel over here. It's going to be tempting to hop in the hamster wheel because you get immediate feedback. But every brick you stack gets you closer to a wall that's going to do all the work for you. That's going to stand on it by itself and hold you up. Okay. But if you stop at one row of bricks, if you stop at 5 pieces of content, you're going to be looking back going, man, I put some bricks on the ground, but it's not a wall yet. I put all this hard work in. My hands are dirty, right? It's not a wall yet. I'm going to quit because I didn't get results fast enough. No, you keep on stacking the bricks. You keep on stacking the bricks. And over time, you're going to have momentum. And that's what we want you to do. Every new page. So every new location page, every new one of these, okay? Every new page, like I'll show you some examples here in a bit, is a thing to build momentum. It's the exact same way that Zillow grew. We're just going to get you in front of Zillow, or you're going to get yourself in front of Zillow using our tools or the strategy. And then you're going to start to take the leads from Zillow that you were actually buying from them 6 months ago. Okay. Is it easy? Not going to say it's easy. We make it a lot easier, but it's way easier than working your butt off for the next 10 years. So here's how, guys. Let's get inside the mind of your sellers and buyers. So when our sellers and buyers have a question or a problem, where do most of us go? We talked about this earlier, right? We go to Google. That's where almost all of us go. If we have a problem with our attic. 2 years ago, we had a bunch of bats got in our attic. What's the very first thing I did? I didn't post on Facebook and say, hey, everybody, we have bats in our attic. How do you get them out? I'm not saying people don't do that, but I didn't do that. I think most people go to Google. I went to Google and typed up how to get bats out of my attic. And then what did I find? It was so hilarious. Was I found a lead generation website that gave a ton of content. And that was the site that had the most value. And I actually put my information into that site and opted in, and I got a phone call. Okay. I ended up working with that firm. So we go to Google. We don't go to Facebook first. We don't go to Instagram first to solve our problems. We don't go to our mailbox first. All those things are great places to capture attention, but they're not where people go for answers. We go to Google. Okay, they type in phrases like this. They type in phrases like sell my house fast, city name, sell my house, get cash, get cash for my house and city name, houses for sale on the river and city name, best real estate agent, city name, company reviews, city name. And right here, really good question, man. So it says there's a lot of 2018 examples. Dude, these examples are ones where people put into play the strategy, but they're still getting the results. I can show a gazillion examples from 2020. I can show the data too. So just let me know specifically what you're looking to see, and I'll show it to you because we have 80,000 leads or so that come in every single month, and it takes time to get that momentum. Right? If I were to show an example from someone in January, as of the time we're doing this now, they may not have had enough time to get that momentum, but I can show you as many examples as you want to show, or as many examples as you want to see. So let me know specifically, and we'll dive into it. So real estate related searches on Google.com have grown 253% over the last 4 years. Okay. So people are more and more going to Google for these searches. And this is how sellers think and search. Okay. Hint. They don't start on Facebook, guys. Facebook's a great way to grab attention, but not a great way to get that consistent, predictable result. So right here, sell my house fast, Tucson. Here's a really good example for you, actually, Bootstrap REI. So the first website that Tyler launched with us right here was WeBuyHomesInTucson.com. And that was the one that he originally started to grow. But what he saw such good results. He said, well, let me launch a second carrot site starting from scratch, and implemented that one. Okay, that one was a very recent one, a more recent one. He's controlling Google rankings with that one as well. And so we have a lot of clients that are doing that over and over and over again. Just launching more sites in the market, controlling more of that attention. So next they land on a website like this. Okay, they land on your location page, they land on your homepage, whatever it is, and they see, hey, this service can offer something that can solve my problem. There's a simple form to fill out. It looks great on mobile. After they fill it out, they become a motivated lead. Okay, now these leads are the hottest leads you get, so you want to call them back immediately. Ideally within 5 minutes in these ones, because number one, they're motivated. So if someone's motivated, they're probably going to be looking at others as well. So the quicker you call these ones back, the higher chance you have to close it. And so this one right here, this is from inside of Carrot System. It shows, hey, this is the page that they landed on. This one came from a page that was on Fairway of States. This right here is from 2020, November 27th, 2020. I can show you tons of leads from 2021 as well. And then you start to retarget them back on Facebook. Okay, so this is an ad for real estate agents. Hey, attention Oakley homeowners looking to sell your home in Oakley and surrounding areas. Awesome. Put your information in here. And if you're an agent, you might drive to a how much is your home worth page, or you could drive to a sell your house fast page. But that's kind of the way that it works. You put content online using our system. Over time, it ranks well. They opt in, they become a motivated lead, call them back immediately. If they don't opt in, then you retarget them back onto Facebook, building that trust and credibility, and you get them back to your site. Or if you are an investor, this might be what a good ad for sellers is looking like for investors. And this ad works today, right now. Okay, attention Mississippi. Sell your house the easy way, no costly repairs. And then it talks about how to do it. And it links to a page just like this. You'll get a fair offer, fill out this simple form, and that converts really well. And this right here is kind of what this shows you the model. Okay, a lot of your traffic is going to go to your homepage, but when you really build this out well, you're going to get a lot of traffic to these other pages that are like your internal pages. It's your location pages. So sell my vacant land. That one's converting 25% of the visitors to leads to sell land. This one here, sell my house and stay in it. That one got 4 leads for them that month. Okay, this one here, sell house to move to another state. That one got a lead for them. And when you stack these up over time, they got 87 leads in that time period right there. That's where, or it's in the 7 days, that's where that momentum picks up. So what types of leads does this work for? Well, retail, buyer leads, seller websites, home buying websites, house selling websites, note buying, note selling, land buying, land selling, credibility, private lender websites, lease option websites, tenants. I personally use Carrot for tenants, for my Airbnbs and for my rental properties. Hard money lending websites. It works for all types of real estate and businesses. Okay, the big thing is you just have to niche down. So here's a text message I got from Anthony just a couple months ago. So Anthony Beckham, the example I showed you before, he's a hybrid investor agent. Okay, he's the number 3 agent in this region. And also he is a multiple 6-figure-year investor now that he dove into this model and he's making it work. So he has a real estate agent website from Carrot, and then he has a real estate investor website from Carrot, and he gets leads from both. And he texted this and he said, what resonates for me the most is getting away from paid leads and creating a brand that will produce leads for years to come. Because when you have a brand that produces leads for years to come, you can finally get free. And that's what we're talking about. So here's Eric Stanio. Eric Stanio is a hybrid investor agent out of Cincinnati. Eric sent this through after we had a chance to hop on and have a podcast recently. He said, I closed 1 in 5 of my Carrot seller leads into a deal. Agents in my office ask me how I'm doing it. Because he's taking those leads that he would normally get from motivated sellers and taking the 80% who don't want a cash offer and they want a retail price. He's saying, well, shoot, I'm going to list these then. And then those 20% that want a cash offer, he's able to close 1 in 5 of those into a deal. All righty. So I want to ask you guys and gals this question. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how good is your authority hub? 1 being you don't have a website at all. So that's a big lever you can pull. You guys saw how many extra deals Carter got and still continues to get. And he had a pretty website. So imagine how many leads that you're likely losing and deals you're likely losing if you have no website and you're only doing offline marketing, or you're just using a broker provided website or things like that. So give me a 2 or a 4 and pop this through the comments box, guys. Give me your score. A 2 or a 4 is if you just have a broker provided web page. A 5 or a 6 is if you just have a funnel. So I love tools like ClickFunnels, but when you just have a funnel, you don't give the people the opportunity to go through and really learn about you. You don't give them the opportunity to browse. And when someone's making a big financial decision, you want them to browse, right? You hear guidance a lot from people in the internet marketing world that say you want to have squeeze pages and landing pages because that increases conversion rate. It does when you're talking about a low level ask. If you're talking about someone opting in for a free report, if you're talking about someone opting in for a free webinar, if you're talking about someone opting in for a house, for getting their home value, yeah, you can do that on a squeeze page. But when you're trying to get someone to actually work with you and you purchase their house or you work with them as their agent, okay, you have to give them content in that authority hub to build that trust and credibility so you stand out from the other people. 7 or 8, you're doing pretty darn good, but it's incomplete. You might need to add a little bit more case studies credibility, or maybe you need to get your location pages going. And then this one here, 9 to 10 is you're nailing it on all the elements. Let me know, guys, where you are. So Riri, awesome. And that's no big deal at all. Like I see the face palm emoji on there. No big deal. Don't sweat it, because that's why you're on this call. You see an opportunity, Riri, where you can go out there and say, you know what? I've probably got some phantom expenses in a leaky bucket. Now, how do I plug it moving into 2021 to make it so my marketing is more effective? So actually, you're at a great spot because you have a lot of leverage right now. Okay, this one right here, 7 to 8, got the investor carrot and the agent carrot sites. So awesome. It sounds like you can do a little bit more, building more credibility, which is awesome. Let's see, Pascal 5 to 6. So right there, it's a funnel. Cool, no big deal. Once again, it's probably getting you leads, but the question is, how many deals is it losing you? So if you're getting the leads, you're probably having a low lead to deal close ratio because you're not giving them enough authority content to click around and say, I've got 4 investors or 4 agents I'm talking to. How do I choose the right one? Well, the one they're going to choose is the one they feel the most trust and credibility with. Okay, awesome. 8, building on that side of things. Awesome. Amazing. I like it. Let's see, Phil 7, and Phil's got the investor and the agent side of things. David Hanna 7. Awesome. Right here. Well, Jack says got a 7 carrot side. Not sure what else to do. We'll show you in this call. 7. Then Robert a 1, dude. No big deal. So this is your chance to kind of get that phantom expense plugged, and we'll show you guys how to do it. So now, next question: how much did that likely cost you this past 12 months? How much did that likely cost you in the past 12 months? Take your average profit per deal, times it by however many of those deals you think you probably lost because of that deficiency, and put it through the comments box on how much that likely cost you this past 12 months. And that'll kind of be that motivation for you to go, okay, I can actually make all of my current marketing work even better just by changing a few things and winning back some of those dollars. And I want to ask you, can you commit to this journey? Guys, I had to commit to this same journey back in 2013. I said, no longer am I going to build businesses that are off of hamster wheel marketing because I wanted my freedom back. I didn't want to wake up in the morning anymore asking why I was doing this work in a job that I had built that trapped me. Why I was supporting this business and it was wearing me out, and I wanted my business to finally support me. And so I had to commit to it years and years ago. It wasn't easy because it takes work, but I can tell you now, I take a month off every single July and I don't check in with the office and they don't check in with me. We were able to wade through some insanely difficult times during the early COVID because of the consistency and predictability of our content online and our marketing. Guys, what we teach is exactly what we do. It's exactly what we do. Okay, so you might be asking the question, how do I implement this in my business? So we're going to show you this. Well, number 1, it's built into Carrot. I'm going to show you a demo here in a few minutes. If you are a Carrot customer, it'll probably give you a couple little tidbits maybe that you didn't know that you can do inside of Carrot. If you're not a Carrot customer, it'll show you what you can do and possibly improve upon by switching to Carrot. I saw some people were using WordPress sites and things like that. And this might be able to help you save a ton of time, get a better result, save a ton of money, have your website load faster, use our marketing tools, use our support, use our content, and get off of the WordPress hamster wheel of always having to have your plugins and everything updated. We're always pushing out updates when we have them based on extensive live testing. At any given time, we're running split tests on dozens of websites to see what converts better. And when we find things that convert better, we roll them out, or we roll out a piece of content that shows you guys how to make the adjustments on your end. So you're always ahead of the curve. You're no longer waiting 6, 12 months behind the marketing curve. Okay, or you can go find a web person who's able who's an expert in conversion rate optimization, SEO, and an expert in real estate. But that's going to cost you some big bucks. Okay, so secret number 3, guys. I'll show you the demo of Carrot here in a bit and answer your questions. All right. So secret number 3, two ways Carrot helps automate valuable evergreen content in under 20 minutes a week to start replacing your hamster wheel marketing. Like I said, a tip is your social media content is not evergreen, y'all. It's not. Okay, that's keeping you on the hamster wheel. I'm going to play this video for you because this right here, this one is from 2020. He's still continuing to crush it. I really encourage you to even find them on Instagram. You can find them wherever you want, wherever you can look, but it's the home buying guys out of Dallas, Texas. And I'm going to play this video. And this video was from the past 6 months.
We finished that flip and sold it in January of 18. When I kind of went, okay, well, we lost money on that. That next 12 months, I spent 40 grand on marketing. And I said, there's got to be a better way. I got one of the guru's courses. He was preaching direct mail and PPC and SEO. And I'm like, well, I'll just do all of them. So we were so busy doing all that, but I wasn't really paying attention to it. I'm just like, let's just get leads. And they just were not coming in. So I quit doing everything, all the marketing, everything. And we started a brand new site. I probably spent 12,000 in 2019. By the time the summer came around, we started to generate some leads. They were actually motivated sellers. So we did 6 in 2019 and still, not nearly as many leads as we wanted to come in, but we knew we were on the right track. Our rankings kept climbing. Now we're starting to see 8 leads a month SEO. And that was kind of our average. And we know those are the best leads. So, we were closing 1, sometimes 2 of those 8. We're ranking 1 or 2 for 3 or 4 keywords now, the best ones in town. We added on PPC and then we added Facebook in April. So right now we're sitting at, 40 to 45 leads a month. But it all kind of ties together because we got to have the site, right? So we know that the quality of leads are fantastic. That first year spending 40 to right now we're spending between $4,000 and $5,000 a month. In August we did $100,000 in fees, and this month we'll do 40. So we're spending 4 to 5 and making, let's say, 40. As soon as we closed that first deal in 2018, I knew we could do it. Love Carrot. You guys understand our business so well. The more you guys bring on in terms of services that y'all can offer us, I'm all in.
Okay, so Adam, he recorded that in our office just this past September at our Carrot Camp event. And after the Carrot Camp event, he took that momentum and they actually started to double down big time on content. And if you guys look at the way that they're doing content, go find them on Instagram, home buying guys out of Dallas, Texas, and see the way that Lance on his team is doing content, see the way they're documenting their deals. And they're building so much credibility. Their momentum is picking up right now. This year, it's picking up even more, even in an environment where it's hard to get sellers right now. Okay, so the big shift, guys, that they made, the big shift that others are making as well, is your website is the authority hub. So I talked about Lance and them doing content on Instagram, but the thing is their content on Instagram leads over to their website then. And they're using their website as the hub of everything. So once again, your website is the authority hub, not social media. So your content should be primarily on your website. It's going to be getting ranked in Google. It's going to be around for years and years and years, potentially having people find it next year, 3 years from now, 4 years from now. And then you point everything you do to your website, your Instagram channel, link it to your website, your Facebook ads, go to your website. Don't do lead ads. Those convert really high from the lead from the customer or for the click to the lead, but they convert really low from the lead to a closed deal, really low. Okay, Google, it goes to your website. So the normal process to create effective evergreen content, the ranks kind of looks like this. I'm going to show you guys some ways that you can automate it. Okay. So first of all, research in Google for what your buyers or sellers are typing. Okay. So this is kind of like an hour per month normally. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. Okay. So research in Google for what your buyers and sellers are typing. So once again, I'm going to go back here and let's say that you are a house investor in a market. I'm just going to use Boise or something like that. Okay, so a seller might type something like this: sell my house fast, Boise. And so you can see as I'm starting to type this, Google is giving me some suggestions. Okay, so Boise, Idaho. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and click that. When Google gives you a suggestion, it's usually because it's something that a lot of other people have typed into Google. And you can go down to the bottom of Google. And this is one of the ways that I love getting content ideas is you type in phrases that you think your sellers or your buyers are typing into Google in your niches. It might be situations they're going through, and then scroll to the bottom. And these are probably really good content ideas. So I might do a piece of content on sell your house fast Boise. I might do cash for houses Boise. Hey, if you're looking to sell your house in Boise and you've heard about the cash for houses programs and the different businesses and you've heard about iBuyers, well, in this 5-minute video, I'm going to walk you through how you can get cash for your house in Boise, even if it needs repaired. And I'm going to show you an example of a house right behind me that needs a lot of work. And that the seller, they didn't want to put it on the market. They weren't able to put it on the market because they didn't have the money for repairs, and they need to actually sell fast. And so we're going to show you how you can sell for cash and blah, 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 blah. You get the idea there, right? So same thing, scroll down to the bottom of Google and see what other things pop up. Okay, so let's take another example. So let's say it's real estate agents. Look what Google's telling me. It's giving me suggestions that people are likely typing in Google. And so that's one great way to do that. And you can even go into situations. You can go into situations like sell my house I inherited in whatever town it would be, Detroit. Okay, let's say Detroit. Let's say a person inherited a house and they're in Detroit and they're like, I inherited this thing. I don't know how to sell it quickly. And so they go to Google, they type it in. What do they see? Well, they see a couple sites up here with articles. And it might be this site here with a blog article. It might be this site right here with a blog article. And this right here, guys, is a Carrot site with an automated article that they used and they created in 2020 that's ranked really, really high in Google now in 2021 that's getting them leads every single month. Okay. And that's automated content. So that's one way to do it. That's about an hour per month to kind of come up with good topics that your sellers, buyers are typing in every single month. Number 2 is write an article on it. Write a 500 to 800 word article on that topic. Now, this is where it gets hard, but I'm going to show you, if you don't like writing, I'm going to show you how guys, I don't write, and we put out content every single week. Okay. So you want to write it on that topic. And there's a reason why 500 to 800 words is important. 500 to 800 words is important because Google wants to see that much content on the website. Okay, anything less than 500 words on that page is probably going to be really hard to get ranked well in Google. So you can write that yourself about an hour per article, or you can hire it out for $50 to $100. And then you do that 1 or 2 times a week. That's 52 new pages on your website every single year that now have a chance to get in front of your buyers and sellers in an evergreen way. That's about $600 to $800 a month if you're going to hire it out, or 5 to 8 hours a week. So that's the normal way. Now I'm going to show you our process that cuts that down by 90%. Okay. So our process is this. So use our content that we already researched and wrote for you. We write content every single month. In our advanced marketer plan, you get 20 articles or 24 articles. In our content pro plan, you get 12 articles. 4 are always for buyers, 4 are always for sellers, and then 4 are kind of a floating topic. It could be land, it could be mobile home, it could be whatever it is. And if you're an advanced marketer, you actually get 24 articles total. 8 are for sellers, 8 are for buyers, and you can schedule them up anytime you want. I suggest doing 1, maybe 2 per week. Okay. It's optional, but it's always a good idea to pull those puppies up and maybe spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes modifying those articles so they're a little bit different than others in your market. Number 2 is create a video post every week. So you might say, well, how the heck am I going to do this? I don't like being on video. Guys, being on video is going to be one of the most powerful things you can do to stand out right now, because you are going to be, or someone on your team is going to be getting in front of those buyers and sellers anyway. We might as well start to let that guard down before they ever even reach out to us, where by the time they reach out to us, they go, man, I feel like I already know you. I feel like I already know you because I saw your 3 videos that talked about selling in this situation. It seems like you know what you're doing. And when people are comparing and weighing, do I work with agent number 1 or agent number 5 or investor number 1 or investor number 5? Who are they going to choose? They're going to choose the one that stepped out and made them more comfortable and made the situation even better for them. Okay, 1 of those a week. Let our software turn that video into a written article for you. I'll show you what that looks like, and then share that content on social media so it goes out to social from there. Alrighty. And so if it's cool, guys, I'll give you a quick little demo of what that would look like in the Carrot system. And if you're not on Carrot, this might be a great chance to see. And I'm going to give you guys an offer as well here in a bit that's going to give you free access to our 3 lead per day SEO training, the exact SEO training Brian Rockwell used. It's going to give you 10% off of any marketplace purchase that you make from our services. Just like Brian did, you're going to be able to get 10% off of those services. Going to be giving you some other amazing bonuses, including our own internal Google Ads campaign that we literally use anytime we go into a market to get motivated sellers. We upload this ad campaign with all of our ads. We use this right now. I'm paying for ads in Louisville myself with the client, and up in a couple other states where we're using this campaign to start, and then we modify it. It's got all the ads, all the keywords, all the negative keywords, all the ad copy. You just use the short video in there and swap out your URL in there, and you swap out your city, and that's it. Let them run. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys, and that will be here in a bit. Let's give you a quick demo. All right, so I'm going to pull up this account here, and we're going to dive in and show you what it would look like to create a new site on Carrot. So after you have an account, you're going to click a button that says Add a New Site. And if you're an investor or an agent, we have two different types of Carrot right now, where we have the investor subscription and we have the agent subscription. And so if you are a hybrid, what I would suggest is choose which one you're going to start with. Okay, so whatever your biggest need right now is, if you're really looking for those motivated house sellers or cash buyers, start with the investor side of things when you take this offer. Okay, if you're, man, I really just want to focus on the agent side now, we'll add the wholesale side next. Cool, start on the agent subscription when you take this offer. But you would come in here and go, well, cool, like what type of investing am I going to do? I do land investing, or I do flipping and wholesaling. Come down here. Let's say we're going to look for motivated house sellers, or if you're a hybrid, this is how to attract the sellers while you're still saying, hey, I am also an agent as well. And so you come in here, type it up. I'm just going to put sample test site, name it whatever you want to name it. That name is just for you. And it's going to take about a minute or so. It's actually going to be a lot less than that. But what we're doing here, guys and gals, is we're baking in everything that we've learned over the last 10 to 15 years in online marketing. Carrot started in 2014, but I've been doing this since 2004 and really ramped it up in 2008. And we bake in everything to make your website insanely fast. There was a third-party study done by a company called freshchalk.com. And you guys can look it up right here in Google. Freshchalk.com did 150,000 person or website study to find out which website builders perform the fastest. And they broke it down from Wix to GoDaddy to all of them. And they did small website builders and big website builders. And if you go down here, Carrot, out of all of the website builders that they tested, Playster, WordPress.com, all of them, by far out of the box is faster than any other system. And then Google My Business itself, this is called time to first byte. That's how fast does the first little bit of the website load. Google's own Google My Business websites are 0.1 seconds. Guys, look at this. Carrot was 0.189. We're essentially faster than every other website builder in the world, according to the study, except for Google's own websites. So that's the tech stack you'd be getting into. Okay, so this website's going to be launched. Let me find that page again. And it's right there. It builds all that fast loading stuff into it. It builds in a SSL certificate, so your website's secure. That's included completely for free. Then I'm going to go find that website that I had just created. This one here is in a test account that we've got, and some of these are websites we're actually driving active traffic to right now. I'm just going to go ahead and find this one. Where we go? Get my fair cash job. There we go. We're just going to go to this dashboard here, because this one here is one we are doing. We're doing 4 active flips right now in North Carolina using this website. Almost all of them are from SEO, Evergreen Marketing, and then a couple of them are from Google Pay-Per-Click. Okay, so once you pop in here, it's going to be loading up your dashboard. And this dashboard, we're going to be making some big innovations here pretty quick. And so one of the first things you're going to see is your checklist. And your checklist here is going to walk you through what you need to do inside of your system to really build things out in those first 2 to 6 months. So check out the welcome video, see what to dive in. And as you're going through this, you're just going to click these buttons and mark them as complete. And we're going to educate you where you have education gaps. We're going to be able to help you personalize the site, dive into the evergreen content. It's got everything in you to teach you how to do this stuff and set you on the right foot. And then once you start getting leads, what's going to happen is you're going to see some stats start to pop in here. You're going to see website stats as far as traffic, visitors, leads, things like that. You bump them around from 7 days to 30 days, things like that. See the trends of them, how many leads you got on that particular site in that area, how much is coming from organic search, paid, things like that, what pages they're coming in from. And then you're going to start to see leads coming in. Okay. Once you see the leads come in, they're going to show up kind of like this, where it's going to tell you where it came from. So that's a Google ad, a Google search, Facebook, Google search. It's going to tell you where they came from. But then also, if they included all the information in there, it's going to show you the map. It's going to show you the street view, so you can see what's happening on that street, kind of drive down the street. And you can start to make notes on here as well and see, what the person put in there. Okay. They don't have a real estate agent. That person doesn't need to sell fast. So they're probably going to outsource that lead over to an agent, and we would just hand that over to our agent partners. Okay. But when you first dive in, you're going to want to dive in and nail your design of the website. So design of the website, you can pick one of the designs right here. The design we're using there is just the most basic design that's going to come with it. But if you wanted to, you could do a live preview of one of these premium designs. These designs are a little bit more modern looking. They're going to stand out a little bit more in your market, and less people are using them. And so this is included in the advanced marketer plan that the package I'm going to be kind of laying out here in a second includes. So you can look at it and see what it looks like. It makes the buttons bigger. Check it out on a tablet. Check it out on a cell phone. See what that's going to look like. The whole thing. Okay, you can change your branding on here. You can change the colors of your website. All kinds of fancy stuff. Once you do that, I'm not going to change the design on this one because I'm going to keep it with the default. But once you do that, then you can pop around the website and just start to adjust the content. So you might dive into here and click the edit button and use our drag and drop visual editor to change the background image, to change all these types of things on here. You can just go ahead and use a drag and drop visual editor to add videos, add images, add pages, the whole thing. Okay. So once you nail the design, you're going to then attach your domain name, and then you're going to want to hop over and start to use our marketing tools. And one of the first things I like to do is say, cool, like what keywords are what I would love to rank for in Google. And so as an example, this one here, cash home buyers in Wilmington, we buy houses in Wilmington, sell my house fast, Wilmington, North Carolina. You come in here and click new, and we've got some huge updates coming out on this side of things. It's going to show all kinds of cool data that isn't in there as of the time I'm recording this now. It's very, 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 very close. You just come over here and look at some of our suggestions or fill it out yourself, and it's going to add it to your tracking tool. And the tracking tool is always going to tell you, where are you ranked in Google right now, and what do you need to do to get that ranking higher? Okay, so it's going to show you where you've been ranking for a period of time, and it'll tell you what you need to do to get higher. And you can always set up a strategy session if you're on the advanced marketer plan, or check out the weekly coaching calls. They're group coaching calls with a few dozen customers, and we're going to coach you through that process. So that's the first thing, is put in what you want to track and what you want to rank for. Okay, next thing is if you're doing any paid marketing, if you're doing any type of marketing like that, you can use our campaign tool. And so you click in here, and let's say you're doing a Facebook ad. You would do a Facebook ad number 2 test, or whatever you wanted to name it. And let's say we're just going to drive this one directly to our home page. And I'm just going to pick whatever page pops up here, and it's going to bring up all of your pages into this list. He has a lot of pages on this site, so it's taking a little bit. And I'm just going to grab this one there, and then we're going to go type. This is going to be a retargeting ad. And then let's say this one is a Facebook ad. Okay. So you just click that right there. You click create campaign link, and it's going to automatically create a little tracking link like this, where you can just click copy. And now you're going to want to use that link in all of your ads. You're going to want to use that link to put on your Instagram at the top, so you always know how many people clicked it and how many leads came from that thing. Okay. So that's going to help you make your marketing more effective, and you're always going to know what's working, what's not working. All righty. What else is here? So the next thing we're going to do is this. We're going to go back to the dashboard. We're going to show you the content tools. Okay, so down here, if I wanted to schedule up some of the automated content I talked about, you just go over here. I'm going to do some real estate investor content. Let's say right here, we're going to do selling real estate. And then right here, I like this content pack. You can check out the articles. We write these every single month. We're going to do one post a week. I'm going to do it on this website, and I'm going to post them every single Wednesday. All I have to do now is click and add this, and it's going to add that automated content to the website for me. All righty, guys. So that's going to be really, really effective and really, really cool. One last feature I'm going to show you guys is the video post feature. And the video post feature is going to be able to take your videos, and you're going to go into content. It's going to take your simple YouTube videos. We're going to go into posts, and we're going to click add new to create a new post. And the cool thing is about this, when we're creating this new post, it's going to ask us, do we want a standard blog post, like where you're going to sit down there and write on it, or do we want a video post where you just put in the URL of your YouTube video? Okay, you just put in whatever URL you want to put in there. And I'm just going to grab whatever this one is. It's probably going to be some video for, oh, that's this literally the one that we're in right now. And so we're just going to grab that. We're going to paste this puppy in there, and our system is going to import that in. It's going to import the video in, the title in. It's going to import all that in. And then you click purchase, and it's going to be transcribing that video for you, yanking out every single word that you spoke in that video. And you want those videos to be 3 to 8 minutes long, because the average person speaks 120 to 180 words a minute, which is perfectly at that 500 to 800 word mark, which Google loves. Okay, if your videos are under 3 minutes, you're probably not going to have enough words in them to make it rank high in Google. And the perfect ones are 3 to 8 minutes. So you're going to click purchase, and within a couple hours, our system is then going to spit back to you, essentially saying, hey, your article's ready, go check it out. It's going to have the video at the top of it, and it's going to look kind of like this, okay? Farmland Roseburg. And this is where your evergreen marketing really comes in. This one right here has been ranking well in Google for years, and we have people scheduling these up today, that are going to start to rank in weeks or months. And this is where the evergreen marketing is. Once again, yes, this is an example from 2017, but I'm illustrating this to show the power of the staying power of good quality content. They're ranking #1 in Google, guys and gals, for any search phrase around farmland and Roseburg. How powerful would that be if you're a real estate agent who specializes in farmland? How powerful would that be if you're an investor who specializes in selling or buying farmland? To be #1 in Google for that over the national players, Land and Farm, Lands America, Landwatch, ranked over all those people, okay? And all that it was recording a 3-minute and 26-second video. Denny didn't want to sit down and write content. He's like, Trevor, I get it. I get the evergreen's powerful, but I'm just not going to sit down and write a piece of content. We said, Denny, next time you go out there on a piece of farmland, take your cell phone or have someone do it and record a 3 to 5 minute video of you talking about that farmland in that area. Upload it to YouTube and put it into our system. And so our system yanked in the YouTube title. Actually, they adjusted the title to make it rank better for Google. It puts in the video, and then it puts the transcription here with the call to action at the bottom of it. And you can always pop in here and make the transcription look prettier if you want to, or you can just push publish and launch it. And that right there gets them traffic every single month. So I could show you guys a lot more in the demo, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to buzz through and just kind of give a recap. So the automated content packs are one of the best ways you can start to put out that weekly authority. Schedule those things up on our system, and then post them over to social media. Okay, right there, that one ranks amazingly well. Start to search these phrases, guys. Your video posts are going to turn that content into amazing content that Google loves and your prospects love. So this is from Shamika Fox, a real estate agent out of Santa Cruz. She says, Carrot's impacted my business so positively. I love the property websites, landing pages, the SEO rankings, the blog, and overall design of the site. I also love the landing page that I use to drive traffic from the ads I run. And my favorite is to watch the increase in Google rankings. The more relevant content we produce, we really love it. So here's some of the things that motivated sellers search. I'm going to buzz through this because I want to get to answering some questions for you guys. Okay. So the first thing is motivated sellers start broad. They start really broad. They might type like sell my house fast, insert city, whatever it is. Okay. But then they narrow their search. They go cash home buyers, insert city, or we buy houses, or selling my house in city without a real estate agent, things like that. Okay. They're going to then narrow that search into the situation or the area that they're going to be looking for. These are insanely targeted leads. Okay. And then when they're ready to buy or they're ready to take action, they're going to be searching for your company, right? X company name reviews, iBuyers in X city. They're ready to go. And so that's the type of content that we want to work with you guys to put out inside of the system. Now, you guys would use the tools. You'll go through our training. You're going to do the work. We help you make it easier and more effective. So what is some retail buyer search online where they're going to start broad too? It'd be like city houses for sale. So insert your city. Now, Zillow owns this, guys. Zillow is going to own this one. It's going to be insanely hard to outrank Zillow for that phrase, for the city level. But what you can outrank Zillow for is your neighborhoods. You can outrank Zillow for your neighborhoods. For the types of property, things like that. You can own that. They're ready to buy when they're typing real estate agents in city, blank agent name reviews, best buyer agent in Roseburg, Oregon, things like that. So those are the types and the ways that buyers and sellers search and how you can get in front of them. And so I'm going to be giving you guys this right here in a few minutes, our video marketing playbook. Everybody in this call is going to get this for free. Our video marketing playbook is going to give you 52 video ideas for the next 12 months. Every single week, it's going to give you a video idea that you can go out there and say, cool, I'm just going to do this. We have one for agents and one for investors. I'm going to give that to you here in a few minutes. Okay. The end result, y'all, is you get the most highly motivated sellers and buyers finding you to help them and not the other way around. Okay. So I'm going to recap this right now, guys. The 3 secrets to attract more of your favorite clients by flipping your marketing to Evergreen in 2021. Number 1, the 261 formula. We went through that. That wraps around the mindset and the timeline. Number 2 was why we need to switch over to an authority hub versus a website. Just a website isn't enough anymore. And our social media profiles should not be the hub of our content anymore, guys. Get off that darn hamster wheel. Number 3, we showed you 3 types of evergreen marketing content that anyone can do. One type was sitting down and writing the articles yourself. Another type is using our automated articles. Number 3 is your video posts. Okay. And you take those video posts, make them written for you to get off the hamster wheel. Do 1 a week over the next year, 30 minutes a week, and that's it. So guys, what I want you guys to do is this. Pop in the comments box what has been the most valuable for you so far, and how would that change things for you? If you were to implement that one thing, how would that change things for you? How would that change things for you if you're wanting to implement that? What if you're going to do just 1 video post a week for the next 12 months and work that into your schedule? How much would that change things for you? What if your prospects saw those videos about that niche, about that neighborhood, about, inheriting houses, and they saw, man, this person really knows what they're talking about. And you got 5% of your leads just to switch over to work with you versus your competition because you built more authority. Guys, what if your conversion rate were to go up like Carter's did, and you were to add money back to your pocket every single month like he did with making 1 change, and that's moving from a website to an authority hub? What if you were to go all in on evergreen marketing, and in a year, in 2 years, like thousands of our clients are still seeing today, you get more momentum and you start to get off that hamster wheel? Okay, what if you're currently doing text message marketing and you see the impending doom that's coming with text message marketing? You're saying, shoot, I need to get off that fast, and I don't want to be on this hamster wheel of marketing using the flavor of the month, the flavor of the year, and having to switch my marketing methods every 12 to 18 months. I want something that's consistent, that's going to be around for years. Okay, guys. So let me know if you love the demo and kind of you love this call. Pop in what your biggest takeaway has been. But if you're thinking about Carrot, like this is where I'm just going to be really upfront with you. And I want to ask you guys for permission, but I want to ask you for permission to kind of make you an offer. Okay. Because I can teach you all day long. I could do a day-long workshop on this. But if I then don't take the next step to say, you know what, well, how do I now help you accelerate your path in this? How do I actually get you results with this strategy? Our whole business is built around that. And I would be insanely, I would be remiss to not say, you know what, we can help you with this. So if you're thinking about Carrot, I'm going to make you an offer. And if you're an investor Carrot member, agent Carrot member already, I'm going to make you an offer for that's going to work amazingly well for you, so you can get these same bonuses as well. Okay. So let's say you're successful offline, but you have no online presence. Now, this is going to be great for you. That's like Carter. Let's say you're online, but not consistently generating leads or leads that really turn into deals. Okay. This can be amazingly well for you. Or you want to ramp it up. You're doing offline marketing. You say, man, I know I'm losing leads and deals, and you just want to stack on a more consistent long-term lead source, and you want to make it work. You want to ramp it up. This is going to be the perfect thing for you as well. All right, so we have a decision to make at any point in our lives when we're looking at making a change. So right now you have that vision that you wrote down for where you want to be in a year, where you want to be in 18 months. You have your non-negotiables. You've maybe kind of started to think about a couple of those things this call. And we always start to ask the question, well, how do I get there? How do I get to that goal? How do I get to that end state? And we can keep doing the same thing. And by trial and error, hopefully we get there, right? And I've been through that a lot. And I find myself sometimes getting trapped into the you know what, I'll just keep doing the same thing over and over again. But as Einstein says, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So that's probably going to give you the same results. Or you can go, I'm going to accelerate this. I'm going to take a proven system and do the fast route. Now, it's still going to take work. It's not going to be immediate, but it's going to be way faster than doing the same thing that we're doing today. And the fast route, I think, if you're bought into evergreen marketing, if you want to get going on an authority hub and ditch the website, then the Carrot Evergreen Marketing platform is going to help you get there. It's not for everyone. Okay. It's not going to be for everyone at all. If you're looking for push button, do no work, make no investment, guys, please save the money. I don't want the money. Keep it in your pocket and invest wherever it's currently working for you. Okay, but what you're going to get when you invest in this offer today, you're going to get 4 months of the plan that I showed you that all those websites use, those clients use. It's called the Advanced Marketer Plan. Okay, the Advanced Marketer Plan gives you all kinds of things. It's going to give you the access to our stats. We're making some massive investments in our software this year that you guys are going to be seeing in the Advanced Marketer Plan. Okay, you're going to see some huge updates to the keywords coming out very shortly. You're going to be seeing some cool things coming out even in the impending months. And those are all going to be included in the Advanced Marketer Plan already. So you're going to get the SEO tool. You're going to be able to launch websites on our premium designs. You're going to be able to use our simple lead manager or integrate with most every other lead manager out there, or use Zapier. And currently the Advanced Marketer Plan is $199 a month. And you're going to get 4 months of that completely waived as a part of this offer. So if you add that up, $199 times 4 is just shy of $800. Okay. So you're going to get $800 or just shy of $800 waived in this offer and some other bonuses. So what can you do with Carrot? Well, you can dial in your online marketing strategy. You can launch high converting authority building hubs. You're going to have the best SEO and content marketing tools, access stats, manage your leads, all that kind of stuff. Okay. You're going to be able to get rid of a lot of things. That's the exciting part. You're going to be able to get rid of your low performing website. You're going to be able to get rid of coders, designers, tech guys, overpriced consultants, SEO tracking software, especially with the updates we have coming out. Google Analytics, we have our stats built in. You can put Google Analytics on there if you wanted crazy detailed stuff. Get rid of copywriters, WordPress plugins, get rid of hosting, guys. Get rid of the hosting, SEO courses, experts, split testing software, content writers, link tracking software. It's built into Carrot. Get rid of transcription services. It's built into Carrot's video post. Get rid of lead spreadsheets, lead source tracking. Our system tells you where your leads came from. Outdated strategy, SSL certificates on your website are free, mobile apps, and get rid of as many of those phantom expenses as you can. Okay. So you're going to be able to dive into our SEO tool suite that I showed you before and put in the keywords you want to rank for. We'll give you SEO suggestions. And then you can hop on our strategy calls to then get those rankings higher. Or if you don't want to do it, plug into our marketplace and hire someone to do the SEO for you. You'll get access to the content marketing suite I showed you before with the video post tool and our automated articles. And if you're already a Carrot member, y'all, go to carrot.com/grow. So if you're already a Carrot member, don't go here if you're not a Carrot member because this won't work for you. But if you're already a Carrot member, go to carrot.com/grow. And then if you're on the agent subscription, click this. If you're looking for the investor, click this. Okay. And then it's going to take you through how to upgrade. And it's going to be an upgrade. And what we're going to do is we're also going to upgrade your account to the Advanced Marketer Plan if you're on a lower plan. We're going to waive your payments. We're going to waive your Advanced Marketer payments for 4 months. That base level, $199 a month, we're going to waive that. If you have extra websites and things like that, that part of the monthly payment will continue. If you have IDX as a separate thing, that part of your payment will continue. But the $109 a month is going to be waived for 4 months for you, and you're going to unlock all these bonuses I'm going to show you in a second. So Tyler says, I was honestly nervous about switching over. I'm a full-time agent investor. My livelihood was based on the #1 ranking that I'd already had, and I couldn't lose it. But I made the leap after researching a ton and realized that Carrot's the best. Couldn't be happier. Not only retained that #1 ranking, but gained others. Plus my conversion rate went up and my leads doubled. The ROI has been amazing. I'm closing on another $30,000 profit deal next week. Okay, let me play this video from Tom.
I originally got into real estate as an investor. I came out of the corporate world, started buying and flipping. Then we really got into the sales end of it right around 2013. I needed to build a system that was still going to generate enough business without me physically having to be on the phone, or one of our, and our agents too. Listen, I've had agents on our team, they get burned out. We ended up transitioning over to another base that allowed us to do it, but it was so cumbersome. It was very time consuming. It didn't have the tools and the platform to really be able to make it an efficient site that we could really manage. It just wasn't working for us. So we kind of abandoned that. And I was receiving emails from an investor here locally in the Atlanta area. And I thought they were great. I was like, wow, these are really good. And he's really consistent with this. So at the very bottom, I was like, all right, where are these coming from? And it was like, Powered by Carrot. And I was like, all right, I got to figure out who these Carrot guys are. So I dove in there and I started doing a little bit of research, and your solution just made sense for my size, but I have aspirations to grow. So I felt like you guys really fit with where I was at right now, and still you could provide me that growth long term. You know, we all had heard about SEO and probably didn't spend a lot of time on researching it and really figuring it out, but you really boiled it down and made it really simplistic for us to understand. If you really want to take your business and generate leads and follow-up systems online, you need to have a platform to build it on. This pandemic that we're in has escalated the speed of the need for technology and getting online. So I am so happy that where we're at and being able to stay in front of competition that we have here locally.
You guys know Tom is primarily an agent, but he also does investing too. Let me get off of that slide. There we go. Christina Kulak. She was in Los Angeles and also now in Phoenix. And she says, we're closing at least 2 deals a month from the Carrot site. The leads we get from SEO and Carrot are consistently the best, most motivated leads. The conversion rates way better than any of our other marketing channels, take less time and energy. We're closing at least 2 deals a month from our Carrot site. And the beautiful thing about these leads is that the longer we've had the site, the cheaper the cost gets. Guys, here's the cool thing about Christina. Is for the first 2 years of her business, cold calling was one of the major ways she was getting leads. She recently hung up the cold call phone for the last time this past 6 months because her momentum has picked up in her 2 markets, LA and Phoenix, so well. So I love it. It's designed for both investors and agents, wholesalers, flippers, landlords, rent to own, land and note investors. And guys, here's what you're going to get. Okay, you're going to get the 4 months of the advanced marketer plan completely waived. That's an actual $796 in payments we're waiving for the next 4 months. After that 4 months, then it's going to continue at the $199 a month. And then you can always downgrade, do whatever you want to do after that. But you're going to get 4 months fully waived so you can have the time to get momentum executing the plan. Okay, you're going to get free tuition to something we call the 30-day authority building challenge to give you momentum this first month. Okay, every single month we have a challenge where we get several dozen other agents and investors together and as a cohort. And every single day for 30 days, we give you a bite-sized chunk of something to do. So what we taught on this call, we didn't have a chance to dive really deep on how to build out those authority pages, how to build out your location pages, the mindset of marketing. In the authority challenge, we dive into that in great detail every single day for 30 days, both mindset and execution. And our aim in there is by the end of it, you have momentum to really lead into that. You're going to be able to, in week 1, go into mindset and get your marketing plan done. Week 2, launch the Carrot site, or if you already have your Carrot site launched, dial it in even better. Week 3, build your foundation for evergreen success, location pages, things like that. Week 4, we're going to be driving traffic with paid traffic at the start and hopefully get your first leads by the end of it. And this usually costs $100. We're going to waive that tuition for you completely for free. Deanna Stark says this. Just want to let you know, I got my first lead after the 30-day challenge. The lead came in on July 4th, called right back right away. So far, I've talked to them, and it may turn into something. He told me he searched for a local company that buys houses. Well, he found me since I personalized the pages in the 30-day challenge. Guys, that is what we want to see you guys doing. So you're going to get the 4 months for free. You're going to get the free tuition, the 30-day challenge, and the 3 lead per day training like we had mentioned, which is our SEO training that you can either do yourself or you can hand off to an assistant, a virtual assistant, someone in your office to do for you if you want to. And it goes into everything. Keith Sant went through that training, and here's what he said. Yesterday was my first 3 organic lead day, 2 SEO leads, 1 Google My Business lead. And he said, I'm so pumped it's not slowing down. This picture is actually in front of our office at his very first Carrot Camp with us. He does bandit signs, and now he crushes it at kindhousebuyers.com with SEO using the 3 lead per day training. So you're going to get access to the entire thing. It's got a little bit of PPC training in there as well. And you can give this to someone else to outsource it if you want. Or like Brian Rockwell, just roll up your sleeves, a couple hours a week, implement the training and get on with it. So that's usually $100. We're going to give you that for free. We're also going to give you the hybrid training for free as well. It's $199 value. So if you're looking to become a hybrid agent investor, we've got a series of interviews with some of our top hybrid agent investors, including Robert Grand, who's on this call as an attendee with you as well. And these are all people who have found a way to add hybrid to their model. Tyler Ford and Jeff Fassett down in Arizona, Robert Grand and Anthony Beckham here in Oregon, how they're doing it, and several others as well, including Eric Young up in a crazy competitive market in Denver, and Raul Balufe. Tons of amazing stuff on how to switch towards the hybrid model, whether you're an investor or an agent. They teach you exactly how they did that to increase your income, increase your close ratio, and compete against the iBuyers even better. Okay. We're also going to give you 10% off of any marketplace service. So if you want us to do some of the work for you, we're going to give you 10% off of that. And we're going to give you every single person on here who takes action on this before this training comes down on Sunday, before this training comes down Sunday night at midnight, everybody is going to get the $1.2 million Google AdWords campaign. That's our plug and play campaign. You can literally upload it into your Google Ads account, watch our video, make some minor tweaks. That's going to give you our campaign we use whenever we're going into a market, and then just tweak it from there. Last, for real estate agents, we're going to be waiving your IDX fees for the life of your account, as long as you are on the advanced marketer plan. As long as you stay on the advanced marketer plan, we're going to waive your IDX fees. If you downgrade to a lower plan to keep IDX, you'll just pay the IDX fee, which is $50 a month. But for this right here, we're going to waive IDX fees for you, except for your local pass-through fee for the life of your account, as long as you are on the advanced marketer plan. All righty. So this is the offer, guys. So carrot.com/plant, carrot.com/plant for new customers, carrot.com/grow for existing customers, but carrot.com/plant if you're not a Carrot customer yet. And then choose the investor side of the business or the agent side of the business. So go ahead and click that puppy there. And then you're going to see the offer. It's $997 today, and it's going to give you 4 months of the advanced marketer plan. We're going to waive those fees, which is $796 in waived fees. We're going to give you our 30-day authority building challenge to get you momentum this next 30 days. That's $100 to pay for that, easily a $499 value. You're going to get our 3 lead per day SEO training. You're going to get our $1.2 million Google Ads campaign, which is easily a $400 value, but likely way higher than that. If you were to pay our team to set it up, we have a service in our marketplace that is $750 for us to set that up for you. And you get this, you just have to do the setup yourself, but you get the entire thing as a bonus in this package. You're going to get the hybrid training. You're going to get 10% off our marketplace if you want us to do any of the location pages for you, or if you want to have us dial in the visual and do all of your website setup, we have services for that. You're going to get our marketing tools, our video post tool, the whole thing. So just pop down here, fill it out, put in the card number, click place order, and then you're going to land inside of your account where you can do your setup. And so, guys, this offer will end Sunday at midnight. And all those bonuses right there available for anybody, guys. We don't place a hard, you'll see some other places where it's like, hey, this offer, this bonus goes away in 10 minutes. We don't do that here because we want you to do your research. We want you to Google search and find, man, how Carrot customers dominate for sellers all over the place. We want you to look up our reputation. We want you to look and find the reviews online. Okay, we want you to be fully sure that this is the step you want to take in your business. So carrot.com/plant for new customers.com can't talk. Carrot.com/grow for existing. So here's a question. We're going to wrap this up. How many leads and deals are you okay with losing this year from underperformance, y'all? How many leads and deals are you okay with losing this year from underperformance? I want you to write down how many. What's the cost right now that not diving in and doing what we taught here is costing your business? Well, I want to remove the risk for you. So you might be saying, well, what if I pay the $997, make the investment, and it's just not right for me? Well, guys, we're going to give you a 30-day guarantee. So after you sign up, if you don't like it, just let us know within 30 days and we'll get your money back. If you're like, you know what, I thought I was ready to dive in and execute, and I'm just not ready yet, and it's on day 28, let us know. We'll refund the money. We want it to be right for you and right for us. We're ready to go all in on you, and we're going to give you 30 days to kind of go, man, are you ready to go all in on this? And we're going to support the heck out of you. And we're a little bit different, guys. Like I said, do your research. We focus on performance and amazing customer experience to put more money in your pocket. Focus on performance. And we're always innovating and helping you to improve. And we want to bring you into the Carrot ecosystem. And we want to bring you into the Carrot community, We send out thousands of these funny little Carrot dolls. We have Super Carrot and Farmer Carrot. And we want you guys and gals to gain more freedom in your business. So you can spend more time with your kids, spend more time doing things you like to do. Okay, that's what we're about. So the real question is this worth investing a few minutes of your time today to check this out? Set up your site, get started, and make the investment back 10x when you close your first deal. If so, carrot.com/plant, you're going to nail it. Carrot.com/plan. So you have two choices. The first option is you can always do nothing. That's always an option. Okay, you can choose to not take the leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. And then the big question is, well, if we're not going to change something and we want to reach our goals, how are we going to reach our goals if we're not going to change something? Something has to change. The plan has to change. The path has to change. The tools have to change. Something has to change. Or the second option is just jump in and get started right now. And we'll dive in. We'll support the heck out of you. We have our amazing coaching calls, get you on our onboarding call. This plan will also give you access to a free onboarding call with one of our customer success reps. Okay, so you're going to get all of this here, $7,436 value for only $997 today. And like I said, the first 20 people that join before midnight Sunday are going to get the $1.2 million Google ad campaign. You're going to land on the page after you join. You're going to get an email specifically for this. There's going to be a little video here from Brendan on our team. He's going to show you how to do this. He's going to give you a file, and you're going to literally upload that with all of our ads, all of our ad groups, everything in there, everything. Okay, guys. So carrot.com/plant for new members and .com/grow for existing customers to upgrade. We'll pause your billing if you're an existing customer for 4 months. Then after these 4 months, y'all, your billing is going to be renewing automatically at the $199 a month, which is our normal advanced marketer plan. And you can always downgrade at any time. Okay, so $997 today, carrot.com/plant. I'm going to answer a few questions. And first of all, guys, I just want to love on you for hanging on this call. I went probably 20 minutes longer than I was aiming to, and you guys are troopers big time. And I went 20 minutes longer because I dove in and taught a couple extra things that I normally don't. And so hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of this right now. And hopefully you guys are convicted. Number one, I want you to be convicted about, it doesn't have to be about Carrot's tool. I want you to be convicted about the lifestyle you want your business to give you. What is the lifestyle you want your business to give you? Is your business going to get you freedom and flexibility so you can make an impact? Or do you want your business to just churn a bunch of money but trap you? And your marketing is the biggest influencer there, like we talked about it. So have a conviction, first of all. I want to change my marketing so I can get my time back. I want to change my marketing so I'm not at the mercy of all this hamster wheel marketing. I'm not at the mercy of text message marketing, things like that. Then number two, I want you to be convicted on the timeline to success and put your head down and do the work like the examples I showed you. Because I can guarantee you, you're not going to look back in 12 months, 24 months if you execute this plan and use our tool and say, damn, I sure wish I was still doing the hamster wheel marketing. But if you don't make a decision, you might look back in a year and say, shoot, I wish I would have followed the advice in that call I watched a year ago, because now I'm in the same spot I was before. Except my main marketing method for some reason doesn't work now in my market because text message marketing is now illegal or whatever it is. I want you guys to get that foundation. So let's answer a few questions here. Okay. Awesome. So hopefully I'm announcing your name right. Olan Riraju. I'm just going to call you Olan for now, if that's fine. Awesome. So existing customer sounds like, and just paid for the 30-day challenge. What we'll do is this: if you just paid for it for this month that's starting here coming up, we can do one of two things. If you paid for it in the past 7 days, go ahead and join this package. Okay. If you paid for it in the past 7 days, join this package and we'd be happy to refund that, or we can credit you for another 30-day challenge in the future, but it has to be within the past 7 days. If it was before that, then that doesn't apply. And there aren't any other credits or discounts for any of the other bonuses. So if you'd already bought some of these other bonuses and you're an existing Carrot customer, no big deal. Like, you have access to it double now. You didn't have to pay for it. It's a bonus. You're already going to get tons of value with the 4 months of waiving the fee for the advanced marketer plan. You're going to get the $1.2 million AdWords campaign, which is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of value, and all of the other bonuses as well. So if you already bought one of those bonuses, no big deal. It's just put it on the shelf, know it's there, and then the other bonuses are amazingly highly valuable for you. Let's see. Awesome. Good questions. Joseph, the basics is this, man. So what Carrot is yes, Carrot is your website system. Okay. And then, like we walked through earlier in the call, I can find the slide earlier in the call. It's essentially 2 to 3 hours a week in that first 2 months. It's a 2-6-1 formula. 2 to 5 hours a week in the first 2 months of building out the authority site, of starting to put the content on your site, getting the reviews on there, getting some paid traffic going if you want to. And then after the 6 months, it's probably more like a couple hours a week, maybe even an hour a week, just doing the SEO work and then getting one piece of content up a week. Now, like I said, this is not right for everybody, because where this works the best is if people are committed to creating content, and if people are committed to putting their heads down and either investing in SEO or doing the work doing the work on your own. And carrot is not right for a lot of people. So for a lot of people, they just want to keep cranking on the hamster wheel marketing. That is just fine. That's no problem at all. No problem at all. Awesome. Yep, for sure. So Phil, a really good question, says, have an investor site that another company does SEO for me. I love it. Have a agent site just set up. Should I turn this one into a hybrid site, or would you recommend leaving it the agent only? So really good question, Phil. It really depends what your model and strategy is. So if you are an agent and your market knows you as an agent, you market yourself as an agent, I would highly suggest that you keep an agent site up, kind of like, let's see, let me bring over this one here. Kind of like this one here. This is the FAR Group. They're one of the top agents in Spokane, Washington. So this is their agent site. And if you market yourself as an agent, you definitely want to have your retail site that does all the things a normal retail site should do, right? Builds credibility, enables people to search for homes on the IDX, all those types of things. But then if you're marketing for motivated sellers, Phil, you do want to have a separate motivated seller site. So the retail site, if you are marketing yourself as an agent, and then the motivated seller site if you're looking for motivated sellers. Now that motivated seller site, you could turn into a hybrid site if you wanted to. And really the only difference, Phil, is we remove the words on the hybrid site where it says, our normal motivated seller site says we're not real estate agents, things like that. So we remove all those words to make sure it's very friendly to the hybrid model. And then we add in a comparison box that shows, hey, there's multiple ways we can help you. We can buy your house or we can list it. And then we updated the design to make it even more modern. So yep, your option. Yes. So it says, can I get this offer for a hybrid site? 100% yes. So if you want that, you would then go through and join as the investor side of things. So if you wanted to join, you would go in here and click the investor offer. And that's where the hybrid site is for motivated house sellers. Okay. Good question. Really good question. Awesome. So guys, I'm going to wrap it up. If there's any other questions, let me know. But a bunch of people have already been diving in, which is awesome. And guys, this is amazing. So Albert says the year is for the year, it's $23.88. If we pay the year, do we get the 4-month discount? Really good question, Albert. So if you want to do for the year, let's do this. Join through, same thing, join through this page, join through the plant page. Okay. So carrot.com/plant. Okay. And then if you wanted to upgrade to annual, what we can do is our team would have to do that manually, but you can hit us up today or later this week and say, hey, I do want to upgrade to annual to get the 20% discount. Because if you prepay for the year, you get 20% off of the monthly. And we'll make sure that we're including the 4 months of the advanced marketer waiving of that fee in there, unlock your bonuses, and then we'll add on whatever the extra amount is for the annual payment. Okay, so our team can take care of that, but go through this and do the $997 today, then hit up our team and say, I'd like to upgrade to the annual payment, and they'll then tack on whatever the remainder of it is for you, and you'll still get all those bonuses. Cool. And what we'll do on the annual is probably this, Albert, is we'll probably just extend your annual out so you get 4 extra months is what we'll do. So you won't have a payment for 16 months. Then at that point, after you take this offer, pay the difference for the annual, and then you'll for 16 months. Cool. Awesome. So right here, last question right here. Is the IDX fee waiver available for the hybrid site too? So the hybrid site is on the investor subscription, and the hybrid site, you definitely don't want IDX on it because the hybrid site is for motivated sellers. Hybrid is a motivated seller strategy. It's not a buyer strategy. Hybrid is, I'm going to market to motivated sellers. Okay. And then about 20% of those sellers are going to be highly motivated and will be open to a cash offer, like what iBuyers are doing. And then 80% of those sellers are going to want to list it. And so the hybrid is a investor site, and we suggest not putting IDX on that. But you can put IDX on the agent sites for sure. Awesome. Thank you, Russell. I love it. So guys, I'm going to bounce. Love you guys big time. If you guys had any amazing takeaways from this, put them in the comments box right now. Thank you guys for all hanging on. I'm going to pop back over here for the link. So go to carrot.com/plant, carrot.com/plant to dive in. And here's where I'll finish this is this, guys. We're in our 7th, 8th year here at Carrot. And there's been so many opportunities where we can pull back and say, do we do something else? Do we shift the product? Do we sell the company, guys? I'm so bought into our mission of helping people build freedom and make an impact with your businesses. And I know for me, when I had a business that trapped me, the impact couldn't happen. The freedom couldn't happen. And so that's our company mission. And I am here dedicated to make sure we build the best product in the industry, the best support in the industry, and helping you get ahead of the game this year. Well, a lot is changing and happening. And you need to step out and stand out and build a foundation that's going to be solid for years, not just weeks or months. This $1,000 is not going to change my bank account at all. It's not going to change at all. My life will not change with your $1,000, but yours could with this investment, the same way it did for Robert Grant, the same way it did for Anthony Beckham and Brian Rockwell and Tyler Ford, and the list can go on down the line. I can read off thousands of other names. It could for yours. And once again, the risk is off of your shoulders. If you find out it's not right for you in day 29, just let us know. We'll refund your money. And then you can kind of go on with the existing plan that you had. So carrot.com/plant. Love you guys. Thank you very much. Phil, dude, you need to get to the next Carrot Camp for sure, man. You guys have an amazing, amazing rest of the week. Carrot.com/plant. Existing customers, go to carrot.com/grow, and we will talk soon. Thank you guys.